Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another episode of Sibling Showdown. It's Thursday. It's a big sports day, opening day, Sweet 16. But Thursdays mean Sibling Showdown, live big board draft in just 1 minute. That's right. Happy Thursday. Happy opening day. Happy Sweet 16. But for us, that means another live big board draft. I'm, of course, joined every Thursday by my brother, my sibling, Steve. Steve, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Watching some baseball, seeing where, I didn't max the dinger, but I got a lot in. So
yeah, I knew you were
start on some of those, and just fun to have baseball back. And like you said, Sweet 16 tonight, and just this weekend with continuing college basketball, and so it's a fun time for sports for sure.
Absolutely. We got Off the Schneid in here. Always good to see Cody. Check him out and his channel, Off the Schneid. Always good to see you. Said Shoup Sibs, how we doing? We're doing all right here. And we got our guy, Steven WC. Cody, drop it in there if you're streaming tonight. It's always fun. We got a lot in the best ball street, so definitely let him know. Steve, I'm going to tweet that we're live, and I want to pull up a fun little wheel we're going to do. But while we're doing that, Tim in Andrew and Justin's show yesterday, our guy Tim had asked, who are your favorite late round clicks? And I think that was a really good question because, that the late round clicks, Cody's been talking about Kyle Williams for a while. He's become a late round click. It changes now that we're getting here in just 4 weeks, by the way, 4 weeks from today to the NFL draft. That means big board season will be over. And then that weekend, BBM season will start. So who are your favorite late round clicks now as I go and tweet this?
Yeah, so I think you can break it up in two different ways. One, the rookies, and then the veterans. Rookies, Kyle Williams is definitely in that mix now, though. Sometimes he gets steamed way up. Another Williams, Savion Williams, TCU, very fun prospect that I like. Jack Beck is going past 200, which continues to shock me since he's everyone kind of thinks he's a kind of a late second rounder at worst. Jalen Royals sometimes goes in 200, so I just want to mention him. But some other rookie receivers, I still like Ty Felton from Maryland, Torrey Horton from Colorado State. He had an injury. I think if he didn't have an injury, he probably would be more firmly, but he did work out at the combine, so it looks like he's fully healthy. I mean, his medicals will be important, of course, but, so those are some fun receivers. Running back, among rookies, running backs, still like Rashard Smith, Jordan James, Taj Brooks is still one of my favorite guys. I don't take him too much, but as I've said, I kind of want 4 or 5% of him. I just feel he's going to be a coach's favorite player. He could earn some work. And then there's some other ones. I don't really take much Jaden Blue. I know he's getting steamed up, but because of his speed, just worry how he'll fare in this deep draft class. And then when we get to the veterans, among receivers, some guys who have signed recently, guys like MVS, Brandon Cooks. I haven't done it yet, but today I just saw Josh Reynolds signed with the Jets. He might be the Jets' number 2 receiver. I like some other vets. Sometimes you can get Slayton or Tolbert still in the past 200. I also don't mind Noah Brown for Washington. I think he ends up being the number 3 receiver there. I think a couple other just veteran receivers, Jalen Naylor with Minnesota, probably the number 3 receiver. He had a good year last year as a number 3 receiver. And obviously could fill in a little bit more if one of the other 2 receivers gets hurt. And there's somebody else that was on my mind. It's escaping me right now. But
let's get to the chat, and then if there's anybody else, you just said Jalen Naylor. We got Ray in chat. Good to see you, Ray. He mentioned Naylor as well. And then Off the Schneid answered. Let me find that. that not on tonight, tomorrow night, and again Saturday and Sunday. Again, check out Off the Schneid. We always love our guy Tyler. Check him out. He's all over the place and always good. Jumps in to best ball streams. We really appreciate that. Always love seeing Tyler in here. He says draft can't get here fast enough. 4 weeks from today, and then big board season's over and BBM season will be here.
Exactly.
We got Al Boogie in chat. Always good to see Al Boogie. Jets wide receiver too is a rookie. For absolutely have to agree. That's a quick question here. Yeah, Steve Smith had a sleeper from Vandy. Skinner, have you heard of him?
I've heard of him. I didn't really evaluate him as a guy getting drafted this year, so I haven't really looked into him too much.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to tell you, I thought that was just a really good question that they had in the Andrew and Justin show. And again, if you're coming in, hit that like button. We appreciate it. We'll set a goal here in a minute. If we get enough likes, we'll do a second draft. And then also, if you haven't subscribed yet, as you can see on the bottom, we just need 9 more subs. And then we're doing a big $500 giveaway party for 500 subs. So help us get there, and make sure you're subbed, or tell a friend if you know a best ball sicko that needs content, because we have best ball shows every single weekday, strategy shows, live, plenty of live drafts, and it'll just keep it coming as we get into BBM season here, Steve. So this is what I thought we'd do before we started draft. I thought, like, you and I tend to like to do a similar style of draft where, you know, we kind of do load up, like builds our running backs hitting the flex and load up on running back, kind of keep it pretty balanced and that kind of stuff. To mix it up, I thought I brought over in the good old wheel of names, I brought over some different types of builds, and like, let's just like force ourselves to build a certain way, and we'll just try to do it the right way. So here I put in hero RB, zero RB, double anchor RB, which is kind of how Steve and I typically build, hyper fragile RB. And if we could get frisky, I might make another wheel that then, you know, maybe we lean towards elite quarterback or elite tight end or more rookies or something like that. So let's have some fun with it. What are we drafting today, Steve? I am clicking and we are spinning the wheel. Today we are going to draft a hero RB, which was, I think it's stopping there. Yes, which we do sometimes. I mean, I'd say we do prioritize running back, but we do sometimes do that. So now I'm going to get weird. So remember hero RB. Okay, we're going to go elite tight end just to mix it up. This will force me to balance my portfolio, folks, because elite QB. We could go gritty style and do a couple of elite quarterbacks. I always love when we see gritty in here. Let's see. How about 8 rookies? That's just a fun. And vet value. Okay. So with the hero RB, let's also see what the wheel tells us to do. Just make it a little extra challenge, extra fun here. Okay. Oh, this is good to balance my portfolio because I don't do this often. I do not do this often at all. Elite tight end, folks. So that is what we are doing. We are doing a hero RB with elite tight end. Obviously, we have to let the draft come to us, but we're going to try to do this the right way. So let's see if we can pull it off. Say hi to chat before we get started, and then we'll count it down whoever wants to join us. We got Ant in here. Always good to see you. Pat from Fantasy Dog Pound. Of course, do check out Fantasy Dog Pound, another great, obviously, best ball. And by the way, Pat is one of the brain trust behind Best Ball Overlay, which you'll see in a minute. Use code Fanspeak for $10 off a month, but always appreciate seeing Pat in there and love Pat Fantasy Dog Pound streams. Hero Genti would be great. Did you see his workout videos? I'm totally in on that. We got Who Hames in here. Sup fam, always good to see Who Hames. The sickos. And good to see everybody saying hi to each other. Love to see it. And we got the snowman in here. So we are going to join Jamie. Love seeing Jamie. Okay, so let me pull it over, but I'm going to join from my phone. So Let me do that. And Steve, were you able to see how many likes do we currently have?
Let me bring up YouTube. Sorry.
And then we will set a goal for a second draft if we hit that goal. Let's see here. And another fun thing in the chat, if Underdog were to release another draft, would you prefer, I did a poll, but I'm just curious if people in chat, would you prefer rookies and sophomores, super flex, or another classic contest, like another war room or another little board or various price points? I'm so surprised. I don't know if it's the New York thing that they have not dropped another draft. You know, now baseball started, another, maybe they're waiting until after that. But I just am shocked that they haven't yet, because I know for a fact they dropped it like last March 19th. Somebody, I think Candyman, Fantasy Football Garage, said it was like March 20th to 23rd or something like that. And like the rookies and sophomores filled in like 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'm just interested I'm surprised they haven't yet. I don't know if it's that, the New York thing. But Al Boogie says War Room.
Yeah,
Mine would be rookie, sophomore.
They launched the War Room in April last year, and it was a different structure, $5, I think, 50 max, something like that. I didn't get a chance to do really that, but I would just think, they would do something.
Something.
So
Yeah,
we got 14 likes right now.
Okay, 30 likes, we'll do a second draft. So 30 likes, we will do a second draft. As Al Boogie said, that is not enough. So we need 30, we'll do a second draft. William said he had a single entry in on browser today for the first time in a month and stopped working. Yeah, I heard people having issues with Underdog. So a couple of war rooms in here. I have not tried Fast Draft yet, but I've heard people talk about it. Off the Schneid says War Room contest plus rookie and sophomore. So a lot of war rooms are rookie and sophomore. So, okay, guys. So I am going to join from my phone. Then I will pull it up. If you want to join us in the big board, the $10 big board, I am clicking in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 10 more to start. So plenty of room. If you want to join us, we have 10 more to start. You can join us in this draft, and I will pull it up. I think a bunch of my slows, and I think I updated my best ball overlay exposures. Computer's being slow. There's no lag on your end, is there?
There was for a very brief second.
Okay. Love technical stuff. Okay, we were waiting for 5. So if you would like to join us, we are waiting for 5 more to get this big board started. And again, if we hit 30 likes, we will do a second big board. That we will never complain about that. So, Al Boogie says $100 single entry. Since for those who filled the bigger board, doing that would probably be.
Don't forget to log into Best Ball Overlay.
Oh yeah, I will do that. Steven says, "What is War Room?" He found Underdog last summer. So explain.
So
which
War Room, and I think somebody said they were in the finals or maybe won it.
Someone was high in it. I know.
That just left a comment, but they released it mid-April. I want to say it was around the time of Masters last year, and that's why I didn't get into it, because I was focused on golf and baseball. But it was last year was just $5. This year they released War Room 4 max $25 tournament that already filled, and I wonder if they do. I thought maybe a mini War Room and go back to the $5, maybe a 20 max. It's still the same $100 total outlay, something like that. Just because I think that would fill so quickly. If they did, maybe like triple the size of what the War Room size was, but something like that. So last year was a $5, but I want to say is a 50 max. But so it was a slightly different structure last year and this year in terms of advance rate and stuff like that. But just same content. Same.
Have you tried Fast Draft yet, Steve?
Jamie I have not.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I think on PPR Tyler's channel, I've heard about it, but I have not tried it. So, all right, we are just waiting for one more, and then we will get started. And again, we are going to try to do, as to our best of our ability, a hero build with a elite tight end. This will force me to diversify my portfolio, because sometimes I lock in, and I do preach to diversify portfolio, not just players, but strategies and builds and stuff. And I don't always do it. So this is good. The wheel of names will be fun. It'll force us to mix it up a little bit here. So, all right. If you still want in one more, Al Boogie, did you get in this one with us? If not, we might be doing another one soon. Let's see. Okay. We were starting here. We are at the 7th spot. Let me pull over the big board so we can check out who is in with us in this one. Let's see. I actually don't see. We got Al Boogie. We got Snowman at. So we are at the.
We got Liam in this.
Yeah. Is he streaming?
Yeah.
If Liam is streaming, we got a cross stream going on. If he's not, good to see you in here. Always fun to compete with a BVM winner. So yeah, we are at the.
Oh, Bernie's in it. In the 11 spot.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay. So we got Liam at the 2 spot. We got I recognize David Gutierrez. I feel like if he's in here, let us know. We are at the 7 spot, Snowman at the 8 spot, Bruni at the 11 spot, and then Al Boogie at the 12 spot. And Al Boogie, another BBM finalist this past year, majorly high finish. Again, remind me what you finished. I want to say it was like 11th or something like that. It was awesome. So. All right, so we're off. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Gibbs. So you do see Saquon falling now to like 4 or 5 sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I've definitely done that a few times just because I want to mix up and get a little bit more Bijan and Gibbs. So I get it.
Bijan hasn't gone yet, so we'll see. Okay. Okay. So we'll be up in a minute here, Steve. Let's see what happens here. Okay, Bijan goes there. I was going to say if he fell. Okay, so and then quickly snap pick of Lamb. So it's Puka, Nico, Neighbors. I have the least on Puka or Neighbors. I mean Puka falls, so I would love to take more Neighbors. Yeah. Let's get some Russ Moon balls here.
And this is the thing. Like I know. People disagree. Again, I recommend watching Hayden Josh's channel. Russ is nowhere near as bad as people make him out to be. And honestly, I think he's better than Winston. Like Winston's just more volume, but there's a lot of turnovers with that. So it's a lot of killed drives.
Yeah.
Russ is likely to sustain more drives. He throws a really good deep ball. And I think it's going to be good for Neighbors for sure.
Yeah. Let me go to the chat really quick. So yeah, Al Boogie, good to see you in here at the 12 spot. Kelly is at the 4 spot. So nice. That is what handle name Kelly. Yeah. So Kelly at the 4 spot. And then let's see here. Okay. So doing a hero RB, obviously, I'd say in the first 2 rounds here, right? I mean,
well, he's saying for tight end, elite tight end.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was going to say one of the first, I was going to say really Bowers or Nate, but we're going to have to do running back at this next one.
Yeah. Probably elite tight end is like Kittle, Laporta as well,
Okay. So yeah, Kelly at the 4 spot. I got Kelly here. Liam is a wild card. That's funny. All right. Yeah. 11th place, Al Boogie.
Nice.
Yeah, Justin, this is where I parked my car. Justin, did you accidentally get in our draft? I'd love to see you in here. Who Haynes Boogie is my champion. Saquon needs to fall, especially these off-season moves. All right. So Steve, let me bring this tab over. Can we pull off Brock Bowers is gone. I don't know that we do need to set what the elite tight end would be, because I don't know that we'll be able to get a hero RB here. It depends how we would define hero RB and how we would define. So quickly, how would you define a hero RB, which looks like we still potentially could do, and elite tight end, because we might not be able to get
I do think elite tight end can go down, like sort by tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely through Laporta. I think
I would say through Laporta. Yeah, because you're getting in the first 5 rounds basically. Because I was like to say if we didn't get it McBride, like that's only giving us 2 options. So this at least gives us 3 or 4 rounds, or 4. Well, through Laporta gives us 5 rounds. So we did not get Genty, which is a bummer, but we can do our hero build with a chain.
Yeah, so I like it.
So one step crossed off there is we got a chain to do a hero. Let me go back to the other screen. Do a hero build here with a chain as kind of our hero RB. So yeah, I mean, last year, like with hero RB, it was like, running backs fell so much. It was like, I'd say, 1 in the first 3 rounds, but I definitely like that we got 1 in the first 2, and double anchor. I kind of considered like 2 in the first 4 rounds. So yeah, but no, I think that's fair for elite tight end to say, because I mean last year there was more in the the
Yeah.
elite tight end, so I think it's fair to say like through 5 rounds or something like that. So
That's what I would say. Last year it was just different guys. It was Kelsey and Andrews in that top group as well. So
yeah. No, Bruni said no. I wanted the smoke. Didn't know we get such a deep group in here. Yeah, no, have a good little group in here. Love to see it. Okay, BTJ Bowers, I think is weird. No, that's a fun combo.
Yeah, I mean, and that could be something like you said that's very unique because BTJ is rarely there at the 12 spot, and Bowers can go anywhere from 13 to 16. So that's probably
I think that's
very
fun.
unique.
Yeah, I think that's fun
I
to
like
get a
doing
unique.
that. I did one the other day, Nico and Bowers, which I think is fairly similar.
Yeah. So Mike Robb says, Steve, you better rate Bernie's team. Judge him like you did. I forgot that you were in Bernie and Andrew's draft yesterday, and Bernie gave you a strict grade. That's hysterical. Yeah. I love it. Hey, you got to be. He was strict. He was tough but fair, I guess. All right. So McBride did go. We'll be up at 31 and 42. Steve, where's your favorite place to pick? This may be weird, but this year my favorite is more like that, like 8 through 12.
Yeah,
am I a weirdo? Where do you like to pick?
I actually don't mind the 10 through 12 because I like these receivers, that group of quad running backs, which we actually got the chain. So
fairly
you can get those, and then Bowers is in the mix. And then when you come back, you're primed for an elite quarterback, like one of Lamar, Allen, Daniels is there. Sometimes you can hit like the Hurts, Devonta Smith type combo, stuff like that. So I think it's a good area.
Bugs likes in the middle there. Okay, we're on the clock. Sorry about that. Okay, so since we're not doing double anchor, I'd say DJ Moore or Marvin Harrison.
Marv.
I mean, I like DJ Moore much better, but
yeah, I mean, I'm fine either way, but I just see your percentages, and one is 21.
I know, but I can get Marv later. How often are we going to get DJ Moore to fall?
Let's go for it.
That's the way I look at it. I don't know. Has Marv been going up a lot lately? I
don't know about going
because
up
of my only 4%. I guess I hadn't paid attention. Let's queue up some tight ends to do an elite build because we were only leaving 2, and hopefully we'll get one of them here in coming back, which is a little bit of a reach, but because I guess we could do somebody else and then get a tight end in the 5th round, but
yeah, we just might not be able to land the plane, but we'll see.
Yeah, can we land the plane? That's always a fair.
We're not gonna drastically reach for.
No. I mean, okay. Who Hames says 2, 3, 4 are my least favorite. At the beginning, I liked it, but I like the end, and so does Bruni. 10 through 12.
Yeah.
So Bruni gets a lot of.
The tough thing with that 2, 3, 4 is when you come back, you're like Tyreek, some of the Jets players, and it's like these are just not the most fun offenses. Tyreek could be fine. I've said before, I'm not totally down on him just because you look at his numbers with and without Tua last year, but Tua is the most injury risk quarterback in the league. So
so Bruni gets a lot 3 through 5. 6 through 12 for Stephen WC, not 2, 3, 4. So another not 2, 3, 4, just like Who Hames. And then twinsies on that. So all right. Oh, our first live disagreement, fist fight. Oh, we have plenty of those. That's why we call it the Sibling Showdown. 2, 4, 6 in the tiers before you wait. I feel round 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I kind of agree with that. James.
Wait, what does he mean? I'm multitasking here.
We're about to be on a pick. So
I know.
He's saying in those like even rounds, he feels like the tiers of certain things end before your pick when you're in the 2, 3, 4 spot. And it's true. Like, I feel there's after like say.
Yeah. Okay. Now I totally understand. And that was
after like Ladd and Taylor, I feel there's a drop off in the 2nd round. And it's like, oh, now I have to take a guy who I feel is more 3rd round value. And
all right. Do we feel like one of these guys will come back to us?
Yeah, I think one will. I mean,
Okay, then Devonta Smith or Devonta.
Let's do Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of that. So, and it's right around ADP.
Yeah.
Though I love my JMO.
Yeah, but also if we're doing Laporta, I mean, obviously we end up getting Goff, we can hammer Detroit, but it's one of those things.
We should have thought that through. I would have liked JMO and Laporta because I don't take much Laporta.
Yeah, I'm not one. I mean, if we end up getting Goff, great, but to use 2 of your top 5 picks on a team if you don't stack, I just
you're saying if we didn't get Laporta, or if we didn't get if
we don't get Laporta or or Goff, it then like forces us to take Goff, and I don't know if we need to force ourselves.
Gotcha. All right, Jamie says, "What's up, Bruni?" And I know Mike Robb had a question, and I will answer this. So I hate to always bug you. When is that how's that best ball package coming? We had to do a massive server update. I've been on the phone with GoDaddy the last several days, so not fun stuff over here. But that is all going to lead to a best ball subscription of a lot of fun stuff, both rankings, articles, sub-only shows, all sorts of fun stuff. And so now we can finally take the next steps. So with that said, we hope well before the draft, but now we can finally take the next step. So TBD still, Mike, definitely, obviously April, but hopefully still before the draft. Okay. Let's see here. Laporta's a wild card with the new OC. Yeah.
That's the other reason.
Hysterical, Tyler. Good package jokes in here. We can always count on Tyler for some good jokes. Always. Love it. Okay. And hopefully we'll get one of our elite tight ends here coming back around at 55. We will be up in a few and I'll pull it over. But as of now, both are still there. We will see. So we started 0-1-3, Achane, Neighbors, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith. And I definitely don't have, actually, I need to refresh this. I definitely don't have that combo. So I can see the combo tool on Best Ball Overlay. And check out, obviously, Best Ball Overlay. As you can see here, you can see my, no shame in my game. You can see my percentages. Actually, I do want some more Kittle. Hopefully he falls 2 more picks here. As you can see, I haven't taken Laporta yet. Yikes. But Best Ball Overlay shows you your exposures, your dollar amounts, can show your correlations. Once the schedule's released, it'll also show, the playoff correlations. So highly recommend if you're doing a lot of volume, Best Ball Overlay. It helps you find the combinations that you want. I probably need to refresh again to see that, but I'll do that after our pick to see the combination. So say I can look at Achane and see who do I have with Achane. So you'd be surprised how you do not mix up your combos as much as you want, and Best Ball Overlay helps do that. Steve, Kittle, fine with you?
Yep.
I said, honestly, not too long ago, I said to you that you and I were looking at exposures, and I said, I need more Kittle. And here we go. Doing the wheel made us force it, and he fell to us. So this is awesome. We got some more jokes. Always continuing off Tyler's jokes. Love it with the package, of course. Don't forget to Liam's team grade Meg. I cannot read today. Sorry.
It's going all wide receivers so far. So.
Oh yeah, we got the disbanded Brotherhood Dot. Yeah, he's definitely doing 0 RB.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he does that. How many wide receivers? He knows what he's doing. So, but yeah.
No, I mean, it's obviously a strong wide receiver room for sure. But yeah, it's, and we've talked about before, like any build can work. It's just doing it right. Our take is, when you start out like that, then make sure you're filling in the RBs and other positions.
And he should stop at 7, most likely.
Yeah,
I mean, he should probably do like a 3-7-7-3 or something like that, because he obviously hasn't addressed the running back. So yeah, I think that is our stand. Is you can win in so many different ways. Just do it the right way, and that's why I think we should keep doing this wheel. It'll help balance it out, or balance out my mixing up my types of builds in my portfolio, which is again something I'm really trying to work on. And yeah, it'll kind of force us to do it the right way. So, I didn't see this. Ted is falling. Interesting.
I'm fine with that.
I know.
But no, and just for example, the other day I was on, I think it was the bigger board draft I was in, I think on Fancy
You were on
Dogpound's channel.
Pat's
Yeah.
channel. Yeah.
And
Fancy Dog or
I
drafting with Pat.
I
Yeah.
did a 3-5-10-2 because I had Bowers and I got another, I can't remember who my second tight end was, pretty good. And I took 4 running backs in the first like 8 picks. So I was like, I'm good, you know. Like,
I thought that was more on, I thought that one was on PPR Tyler's channel. Was that in your bigger board?
And maybe it was PPR Tyler's channel. I can't remember now.
Blurring together. Okay, I queued up Debo Pickens. Okay, so what stacks do we have set up? Neighbors, DJ Moore. I would do want some Caleb, potentially Caleb Purdy, which is fun, but we're still not there. I thought we'd wait a little bit more on running back since, you know, we said we were doing more of just a hero build. Though there are a shitload of running backs I like here.
Look at Jaden Reed also, or Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, you and I talked about how we're higher on Ridley than the market.
And here's the thing. I mean, I know you have no Reed. I wouldn't mind taking Reed here. Also sets up another mid-tier quarterback stack.
Yeah, I don't have much love. This will be good. It'll mix it up. I like the other receivers in this range more than Reed. It's as simple as that for me.
Yeah, but he's fallen a little bit. Like he's going a little earlier. So
now, are we allowed to take a running back at our next pick? Because there are still, I will just say that I like all 4 of these 2 rookies and 2 vets, David Montgomery, James Conner, Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Junkins. So I'll just say if any of those fall back to us, it would be hard not to. That would be only 1 running back through 7. Would you consider that a hero build? What does everybody consider like a hero build?
The chat because to me, I'd be coming back at running back here because I think we got, you know, a tight end and a good strong receiving room.
Because we have 4 receivers. You know, we haven't addressed the running back. We have multiple stacks potentially in the rounds after this. That's why I would really would like.
It's not like we're in position to take a quarterback coming back. So
right. No, our stacks are definitely later.
But there go those running backs.
Did they all go?
Well, 3 of them, and I think Liam's probably going to hit a second one here because he started 4 or 5.
Oh, so he got Connor. Okay. So Ted is falling. Did he just go? So who got Ted at wide receiver 5?
That's Liam. Oh, he went back to.
Okay. So, and Chuba, he fell to round 6 in this one. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Wow. I think that's great. I mean,
I think Chuba in round 6 is very happy with that.
Yeah, that's insane. Steve says it doesn't matter. He's winning them all. All right, let's go back to the board here. We are about to be up again. So if Caleb Johnson is gone, and by the way, Steve, I know Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, 2 highly talked about receivers. Golden.
Can you look below Golden just to see what else is there?
Sure. Cup and downs. And
what about running back? No,
so we're on the clock. Wait. Okay. Okay.
I would take either Najee or Caleb Johnson.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay, I got 17%. This is what's great about Best Ball Overlay. Use code Fanspeak, $10 off. I've got 17% Caleb Johnson, 15% Najee. Think I should push my Najee exposure up?
Yeah, let's do the Najee exposure. We won't do the mystery box. Cue the Family Guy gif.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Steve and I are so high on these rookies, so that's why we have a ton of especially the early rookies, and quite honestly, plenty of the mid to some of the late rounds, but especially mid round rookies going in those, like, I should say going in the 12 to 15 range. We have plenty of those as well. But yeah, it's let me go back to the board here, and then we'll check in after our next pick. We can check in what other folks in the chat are doing. But yeah, I absolutely love the rookie running backs. But I do have a ton of them. So it is sometimes I had just started taking Najee, honestly, with the Chargers news, not just started, but had only a few shares prior to that. So I am trying to catch up there. But I think 79 is a fine price for Najee on the Chargers.
Yeah, no, usually he's going like in the 60s now.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So actually, let me look at the chat really quick. And then, so where did Chuba go in this one? Let's see.
I don't know.
So, okay, he went, okay. So Al Boog's got him at 60. And then when Jennings, Al Boogie went Chuba Jennings. I like that a lot. Rooney got another rookie we like, Travion Henderson. Got Diggs, obviously moving up. Steve and I are going to be doing a show tonight that'll be up tomorrow. Our top 10 undervalued players, but a lot of them are the vets that are already kind of moving up, like, Devontae and Najee and Diggs, and they're price adjusting now very quickly. So,
yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back up, Steve, at 90 and 103. And Al Boogie got Caleb Johnson like that pick. I mean, falling all the way to 84. I mean, he was going in the 60s.
Al Boogie's getting some great running back value. Chuba and Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, no, massive running back value. I'll leave it here until we make our pick, and then we can check out the board and what's been going on here. Check out the chat in a minute.
Taking advantage of the Diggs news.
Yeah. Didn't Bruni or Andrew snipe you on Diggs? Andrew sniped you on Diggs yesterday. Yeah, I knew because you had
half a grade. I think Bruni. If I got a Diggs May stack, also forced me to not force, but I took Hunter Henry when I could have. I had two really good tight ends. I could have stopped at 2 and added more to my receivers. So I blame Andrew.
Okay, so we're 3 picks away. We're 3 picks away. I just want to keep an eye on the stacks we have building out here. Star Method could go poorly, but I mean, honestly, we could backstack Herbert further with Najee.
Jordan Love also.
With DJ Moore, I knew I was missing one. Thank you. And I have 2% Jordan Love. I mean, I don't know. I just like the other quarterbacks in this range more.
Honestly, the toughest thing, and let's make our pick and then I'll talk about it.
All right. So did you want to go a third running back, Aaron Jones or Tony Pollard, which I need more of both, or Rashid, Kirk, Pittman? Let's
do a third running back.
I could use more of either Pollard or Aaron Jones.
Your choice.
I'm going to go. Okay. Oh boy. We've got a situation. I don't even know what I took. Okay.
Oh, Aaron Jones.
The star method almost went real bad there.
Yep.
All right. So let me go back to the board here. Can check out also people in chat and then catch up.
Just while you do that, one thing I want to talk about Jordan Love, and I've been trying to take him a bit more, but it really is tough because Jaden Reed I feel confident about. And of course, if you're just doing team stack with Josh Jacobs, but the tough thing is it very much feels like one of Dubs or Wicks, maybe both, are just going to get replaced. Likely with the draft pick, maybe with a vet coming in. Maybe they trade for Brandon Ayuk, something like that. And so it's tough for me to say, oh, what we did last year, I'm just going to backstack Jordan Love. And then tight end also, like, boy, Tucker Kraft had a really nice year. But that was also because Luke Musgrave was out most of the year. So what happens when Musgrave's back and that becomes like a split time tight ends room? Like, I don't know if Kraft in, around 11 or wherever he's going is really worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I just had, I need to expose. I had a ton of Jordan Love last year, but
no, I'm trying to take him more, but to me, it's tough just because a lot of unknown on that team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's, I think, why I haven't. I also I love this like middle range of quarterbacks. And I just happen to love the other quarterbacks more. And that's just, and then by thinking there is some question marks about those other Packers receivers, that's kind of, you just summarized why I don't have a lot of this. So I'm going to hit this quickly, the chat quickly. So then we can go back. Shakir, he got Shakir and it said, what is Shakir going to do for you as wide receiver 6? But then, somebody else pointed out that then, well, tell me when we're coming up. I'll actually go to that, back to the chat in a minute, because we are, the draft is moving quickly and we are about to be back up. And we do have, at this point, with 3 picks to go, all of our quarterback options. Yeah. So do you want to go in order and grab Caleb?
Yeah, let's go Caleb or Purdy here, and then maybe we might double up at quarterback, and then if like Herbert or Love are still there on the way back.
Oh, I would like to
Yeah.
do that. But so to me, it's Caleb or Purdy. We have
Yeah.
Kittle and we have DJ Moore. Both are great options to stack with. So I'm fine with either. I have 19% Caleb, 15% Purdy. But, and we are getting some nice falling value on Caleb, but kind of like the DJ Moore situation. If he does get past this pick, which he did, I say we take advantage of that.
Let's do Caleb.
So, okay. So we got Caleb and we'll be back up in 10. Let me just go here. And we'll be back up at 114. So potentially one of those quarterbacks could fall back to us. Hopefully they do. Okay, that's right. Who Hames answered MDS saying you can rely on the Shakir 12 points. He's talking about Liam's build. And then Paul says, always good to see Paul in here. I saw the wide receiver coming and pulled up Travis Hunter to 88 in my biggest board today. I like it. Still not sure how I feel about it. I think it's worth it. I mean, the more and more news you hear, the more he's going to be with Cleveland, New York Giants or Patriots. And I heard Field Yates talking on ETR show talking about in all three of those cases, it's likely he's going to be a receiver.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth it, Paul. I love that. Steve, thoughts on a quick answer, and then we'll get to the rest of the chat. Let's see.
Reed? Is that
we'll get back to his first. Go ahead.
I think Reed is fine. Like it was weird. He wasn't used down the stretch last year. The Packers offense got kind of weird, and Love was banged up multiple times. So I don't know how much that played into it. I think Reed it's not the best, but he's like a Chris Godwin. He's never going to be your true number one, but he does all that short intermediate stuff. He can run the football, screen game really strong. He has deep vertical speed, typically won it from the slot. But, I just think he's a good receiver, but I do think they're looking for a true like alpha.
Yeah. Al Boogie says, I normally hate the 12 spot, but not today. Yeah, he's getting some crazy good falling value. Who Hames, Al Boogie said, who Hames, he's going to land the plane. Bruni says quarterbacks are falling hard. Yeah, usually quarterbacks just go.
No, I know. Usually.
Al Boogie says, Liam sniped me because I finished higher than him. I love it. Oh my. Liam does love the Who Hames. That's a good point. Liam does love his Bills. That is true. We got Green Bean in chat. Always good to see Green Bean. Shakir should be the best target earner, but his floor and potential spike weeks are feels awesome as well. Yeah, I'm not a huge. I know Pat from Fancy Dog Pound posted the Shakir, like, who is this? And he just doesn't have a lot of like ceiling in his game, but he does have that nice floor. And let me go back.
Yeah, what I will defend Shakir is one, you do have Josh Allen, and the last couple of years Allen's thrown a little less, but we also know that lights could switch on at any time.
All right, so we're going to double tap quarterback here. I'd like to.
Let's do Love.
Yeah, I mean, I only have 2%. So as much as I do like probably Herbert better, I think I need.
But the more natural stack.
Yeah, absolutely. So like that. So we're at 2, 3, 4. We started with a hero build with Achane in the first 7 or 8 rounds as running back, and elite tight end with Kittle in the 5th round. So kind of. The wheel forced us into a certain type of build, but so far I like what we've done.
And just talking about, and I get it. Like Shakir's not going to hit your lineup too many times, and as we talk about all the time, ideally you want your running back to be your flex play. You will get more fantasy points if you're building with your running back in the flex, but he's clearly not. His number 2 running back is Jaylen Warren, and that's fine. You can still win that way. And it's just, our thing would be, maybe do one more late receiver and then you're done, but it's obviously.
Oh, okay. Cause that's right. Cause Shakir was his wide receiver 6. You might think it's a good idea because a few rookie wide receivers have become expensive. Let me just hit the chat really quick here. Index of Suspicion. Always good to see you. Godwin has had seasons Reed could only dream of.
Sure,
I need more. I need more Chris Godwin for sure. This is to the Travis Hunter thing. Are you all really excited about Pats, Giants, Browns? I think it could be fun if honestly, if not as much the Browns, no, for me,
Yeah.
but the Giants with Russ and as like a running mate with Neighbors, and then the Pats like as a running mate with Diggs for May. I think May could take a huge step.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert on our undervalued show that we're taping and going to be up tomorrow. May is the cover boy. I think May is incredibly undervalued right now.
Yeah, I think keep in mind like how good May kind of looked down the stretch with basically nobody, no offensive line help, no receivers, and now he's going into year 2. I think Josh McDaniels is an upgrade. We've obviously seen Josh McDaniels when he's had a quarterback, namely Tom Brady, but a few other cases as well. Like he throws the ball at a decent rate, and yeah, I think Hunter could have a big year.
I like this. Green Bean said you could pair Shakir with Palmer, and MDS gave him a ooh. All right. So then let me pull over Shakir's wide receivers. Done feeling like I don't take a lot of Shakir, just the lack of spike week potential for sure. Okay, so we are up into Steve at 127 with a 2-3-4-1. Top of the board, J.K. Dobbins, Keenan Allen, Trey Harris.
Could you sort by receiver?
Yeah, Keenan Allen, Trey Harris, basically. We're on the clock.
Let's do Harris.
Yeah, I only have, I do have 21% of him. Okay, I was going to say, is there any, no. Well, actually, Jordan,
we have Aaron Jones. We have Aaron Jones.
Oh, okay. Shit. Well, we're going to get a double. I forgot we had Aaron Jones, and that was like a miscue too, that I almost messed that up with a queuing error. Where did Travis Hunter go in this draft? To Crutch at 88. Yeah, he's firmly in the 80s. You're lucky to get him into the 90s now. So yeah, but I'm still following him up as long as it doesn't get wildly, crazy. So we'll be back up at 138. Go ahead. Sorry.
Especially as we talk about 3 advancing, 20 rounds.
Yeah.
Make up for it. Add an extra receiver pick. I did that in draft the other day where I think he was my 4th receiver at like 92 or whatever, but I took 9. So,
Where did Liam get May at? 122. That's nice. Yeah. May's been falling too. Which is
crazy now that they actually added a receiver.
Yeah, no, I think he was falling because they didn't get like a major signing. Then they get in, but I guess that's not moving the needle enough for people. But no, May is one of my favorite undervalued quarterbacks and honestly, just general picks. Like I just think getting him in, where did he get him? The 11th round is really, really nice. So let's check out what some of the folks are doing here. So Al Boogie's been getting a ton of value with Chuba and Caleb Johnson. He got Brock Purdy at 108. We passed on Purdy, gets Purdy at 108. So tons of falling value for Al Boogie. We got Bruni in the 11th spot. He got McMillan, Tyler Warren, went back-to-back Tyler Warren, David Njoku. That's nice. You can just probably stop it there. And Tootin, and he is on the clock now with Penix. Did he get Drake London? I'm guessing. Yep, with Drake London. That's nice. And then our guy Snowman, last few picks, I'm assuming he went heavy receiver early because then, he did, because then he went Tyron Tracy, Kelsey, Charbonnet, Spears, and we are back on the clock at what number are we? 138.
Look at receiver. Go to Tillman, or what pick number are we?
We're at 139 here.
I like Neal. Benson's okay.
That's a reach too.
Yeah,
Yikes. No, too late.
No.
Well, I wasn't very prepared for that one. Oh well.
I honestly think Neal.
He's fallen,
which is crazy to me. Because
I was gonna say, talk about Neal a little bit since we just
he's a 3-down back, Kansas 4-year starter at Kansas, 3,000-yard years, extremely productive, can catch the ball. He just didn't test off the charts, and that's fine. Like I say it every week. Not only did his numbers blow away this, but Bucky Irving had bad, like legit bad combine results last year. Neal was just average. And that is fine. I think he's a 3rd round back. Maybe he slides to the fourth because of the super deep class, but he's a guy where, if you're a team like, say, the Jags or say Washington, he could come in and earn a significant role. And if you're a team with a major opening, say the Cowboys wait and take Neal in the third round, I mean, I would have him over Javonte and Miles Sanders, that's for sure. So, I think he's a good back, and going in this like 12, 13, 14 range, yeah, sign me up.
All right, we're up in 6. I was just
by the way, I was looking at receiver. I was going to pull him up, but Al Boogie already did was Jaden Higgins.
Oh, did he get him? Okay, yeah. No, he's been going way, way higher. I know you've in drafts together or drafts I've seen you do that you've pulled him up, and I've seen a lot of other people doing the same. And quite honestly, I think that's smart. We now looks like he could even go late round 1, but definitely early round 2. It sounds like
exactly. And so even here, you're getting him at a massive drop of how many rounds from that, Burden, Buka, Golden tier, like just crazy. With pulling him up, Al Boogie got him 40 picks, after those guys, and they might go ahead of some of those guys. Definitely like Burden and Buka.
Yeah, I was going to add, well, after this pick, we can talk about Burden, because I know you've been very high on Burden. I saw Underdogs doing a show on Luther Burden, and it seems like Josh and Hayden are split on it. So I'm interested to see that.
I think Josh is more of a fan.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we're up at 151. 2 receivers that I know you usually tap in this area are Tillman and Thielen. But I will say we have 10 spots of falling value on Tua if you wanted to go in that direction with Achane, because we know as Achane's role, he gets a ton of passing.
Oh, he's
work.
A receiver, yeah. No, there's no question.
So that's my vote, but I think we can make up. It's not like Tillman is that much.
Let's just finish quarterback up.
I love. I mean, to have those 3 quarterbacks.
We don't have any good stack beyond this. It's not like we got Sheet or somebody like that.
Okay, what happened? Okay, yeah, we got 10 spots of falling value on Tua. So we got 3, 4, 5, 1. Caleb, Jordan Love, Tua, all stacked with obviously Tua with Achane, our anchor running back, and then DJ, for some reason not highlighting, but DJ Moore stacked with Caleb and Jaden Reed stacked with Love. So like that a lot, because there were no other stacking options besides Russ.
Yeah.
And
McCarthy,
I don't think
and Aaron Jones, but yeah.
Oh, that's true. I do need more McCarthy. That is something I'm trying to pick up on, because obviously it was just weird. There was like the rumors are still weird, like that it's like they've shut it down, but they're saying that it's still open. Do you think there's just something in his recovery, of McCarthy's recovery, that they're just want to keep an eye on? I don't know.
I don't know. It's very odd.
McCarthy went to Snowman at 137, so he wasn't there anyway. So,
yeah.
So, all right. So we took we'll be back up at 162. So we're at the 13-14 turn here. Al Boogie's on the clock. He goes Lawrence Garendo. Yeah, no, I like that Jaden Higgins pick for sure. Are you getting worried about Burden at all? Do you think if he falls in the second round, that's a bad thing, or are you still fine with it? Because I know you've taken a ton of Burden shares.
No, I think he's very NFL ready. I think people overhype the fact that so many of his touches were manufactured. As Matt Harmon kind of did tweet, he didn't say it was about Luther Burden, but he did tweet something like, it's funny, we call these in college manufactured, in the pros we call it earning targets. And it's true. There's plenty of guys out there. Jane Reed is a guy who gets manufactured touches. We saw in Washington last year how many of their throws were manufactured touches. All
right, let's look at this. So speaking of, if you wanted to, I don't do this often, but if you wanted to kind of do a handcuff to Achane, Jalen Wright's there, or Tillman fell. So I think take the falling value on Tillman.
Yeah, I'd do Tillman.
Yeah, because we only have 5 receivers. So this gets us through 14 rounds, 3, 4, 6, 1. With having Kittle, we could go 2 or 3 tight ends. So let's look at the board. I've been looking at the right side of the board. I need to look at the left side of the board to see what Kelly's doing at the 4 spot, look at Liam's team. So let's catch up here. Let me actually switch to this tab and share this. Okay, so Kelly from the 4 spot, since kind of the round 8 on Tony Pollard, and we'll talk about all the teams quickly after the draft, of course. Tony Pollard, who we were deciding between Pollard and Aaron Jones, Rashad Bateman, Evan Ingram, who I'm trying to get more of, Keon Coleman, Leggett, Bryce Young, stacked with Leggett, and RJ Harvey, who I'm actually another running back.
Favorite rookies.
Yeah. He's one I have a lot of Giddens who just went after. And I have a lot of Giddens, but I only have I want to say 8 or 9% Harvey. I need to get more Harvey. So like that pick a lot. And then on this side of the board, so Liam went, heavy. Obviously, he's not in chat, but he's in this draft. And we've been talking about his draft. He went heavy receiver, then James Conner, Shakir, who we talked about, then Warren, Goff, who I assume.
Kid Williams, I believe.
JMO, yeah. So he went Goff, Drake May, and he did get really good value on Drake May. And then Brian Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, Ray Davis, filling out the running back room, Goddard. And, we're getting nice. He got nice value on Goddard. I had him queued up, but I did I had him queued up, but then he didn't make it back to us because, he took him at 146.
And I think we're 4 likes away from doing a second draft. So get some more likes out there.
Yeah, 4 more likes. We'll do a second draft because we are in round 15. That's a good call out. Makes sense. All right, Steve. So we'll be at 175 with 3, 4, 6, 1. Top of the receiver board is Alec Pierce, who I know you and I both like. Because then there's, maybe some rookies later. Top of the tight ends, Kate Otten, Cole Kmet. We do have, obviously, Caleb. So I will throw that out there. Do love Brenton Strange and trying to get more than 6% is what I have here. Running backs, I need more Damian Martinez, but we could get him later. But I'm just going to queue him up. I mean, do you think he's now a potentially round 3, day 2 pick?
Yeah, I think late round 3, early round 4. I think there's just a lot of these guys that are very similar. It's going to be dealer's choice, whatever team.
For those kind of guys, could be more landing spot dependent than some of the earlier
absolutely.
ones.
But if it's the right landing spot, he's going to pay off. For me, I think we should go tight end here.
Yeah, I agree.
I know we had the stack, but I would lean Strange. I just feel better about him being a full-time tight end. I worry about Kmet getting competition from the new coach.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize we were on the clock. Well, I have 6% of both. Usually I, would be tie break the stack, but I actually really do want more Strange.
And well, the other thing is I wouldn't mind us doing only 2 tight ends. And
so you really think there's a chance that Kmet could get some competition?
I don't think it's a guarantee. Kmet, look, 2 years ago, Kmet was very good. Last year, he was fine. Everyone thought, what's his name, was going to come in and take the tight end job, but it was Kmet. And, but it is a new coaching staff. Ben Johnson, he utilizes multiple tight ends in his formations. He has all 3 years. We could see a similar thing where he moves on from Kmet, like he did TJ Hawkinson. And, and it's that kind of thing. Like they might look at and trade away and get Gerald Everett was the guy who everyone thought last year would take Kmet's job, but Kmet still had it, the majority of it. But I just wonder, again, this is a team with 2 second-round picks. Could they use one on an Arroyo or Mason Taylor? Absolutely. And then, you're just talking about.
Or do you feel like Strange has a more solid?
I would be shocked if the Jags really make an investment. I mean, Strange was a second rounder himself just 2 years ago.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago.
Coaching staff and GM have been very complimentary of him. And, I just think I think he could have a good year.
And then we'll be up in a minute. And then I do want to catch up in chat after this. Boogie goes Josh Palmer, Braylon Allen. Bruni goes DeAndre Hopkins, Jalen Royals, who I really love. I've been taking a lot of him. Okay, so we're up at 186 and then not till 199. So with a 3, 4, 6, 2 could be done at tight end if we wanted to. I do feel really good because we did the anchor build about our receiver room. So do you think this could potentially be like a 3, 7, 8, 2 if you did?
I think we could have the last pick be either a running back or receiver. It's just
Martinez just went. Damn.
Yeah, I was hoping for that. Let's go. Do you want to look at receiver?
Yeah, just see if there's any. I mean, there is some falling value there, but if no, not.
I mean, we could pull up back just to make sure we get him. I don't think he's coming back to us.
Well, he's at 199, so he definitely could. He's 203. Okay, anybody at the top of this board? I know. I mean, they're in the 200s too. So I know you're not a big Ollie Gordon, right? I mean,
he's in that same mix, but you have enough of him. Is the way I put it.
I don't have a lot of Ollie Gordon.
Oh, I thought you had.
No, I have not taken all. I have 6% Ollie Gordon. Don't be trying to put that on me.
No, honestly, I think that's fine. Like, my point is, I would not. He's not somebody. Be around 8%. I'm not going to be over that.
No, that's what I mean. I have 6%. I don't want more. It's not like I'm trying to be.
Somebody like Jack Beck, even here, again, we're getting so much value. He's going second round, maybe at worst 30 picks past like an Ibuka and Burden, and we're getting him.
Oh, like at worst 30 picks past Ibuka, Burden.
And we're getting him 9 rounds, 7 rounds later, or whatever. Like.
All right, let me catch up in the chat here. Let's see. We got some May talk. My 18% May is about to be 23. Yeah, if he falls that much, absolutely. I think I'm already at like 27%. I can't help myself. I
don't think Vrabel said he took this job because of May. I don't think he's going to do that by taking it like. Well,
that's what pass happy McDaniel's offenses minus Brady have gotten Josh.
I mean that's fair, but May is on that. May is very good. Like I know he sat a little bit, but May is
this is good. They should never take the ball. The hashtag deflate gate.
Very good.
All right, let's see here. Index of suspicion, nothing like being the bad guy. Let's get wrapped up in mystery box. That's the rookies who may not pan out. I've been leaning heavily into certain rookie receivers, but a lot of the rookie running backs, but mainly the ones going in on days 1 and 2. That's why I do need a little more of like the Damian Martinez types, because I don't have a lot of like the definite like more like late round 3, day 3 type guys. Do you?
Yeah,
I mean, I know you're sprinkling them in, but
I definitely have chunks of Martinez, Rashard Smith, Jordan James, like I mentioned, because just some of those are really late round clicks. But and especially because I do typically build with 3 or 4 like known starting running backs. I don't mind taking these shots on a Damian Martinez. If he gets a great landing spot, fantastic. If he doesn't, I'm okay.
Ooh, running back dried up quick. So we're going to need to go 7, and I don't really love it. So I don't know what to say here because we're likely done at quarterback and tight end.
I mean, you could just finish receiver and then just do running backs, because I don't think there's a difference at this point from the names you just showed me.
I mean, I have a ton of. I mean, if you wanted to, with neighbors, do Slayton even without Russ, Tolbert. Obviously another NFC. I have a ton of him, but I don't care. Yeah. Is there another one you like?
I'm fine with either of those guys.
All right, you choose.
Do Slayton.
Okay. I have less of him, so just team correlation there. All right, so we're honestly, done. We have 3 more picks, and we're done at quarterback, receiver, tight end. Likely, we're going to likely build 3, 7, 8 too. We kind of like wanted to do the whole anchor build, elite tight end, and we said we want to do it the right way. I don't know. We might have not just running back quite enough in our mind, because we got 3 vets that we like, or 3 guys that we like, and then Devin Neal, who we like, but obviously it is a mystery box. So,
I mean, I think our running back situation is still fine. We have 3, likely good starters and actually on good team, good offenses.
Let's go to the chat really quick and then answer quickly so we can go back to the Marshawn Lloyd late. I'm not taking a lot of him. He was there. Quick answer on that, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if he falls some, I'm not taking a lot just because I worry about Wilson maybe earning that role. But,
yeah. Royals priced nicely. I agree. I love Royals. I think our guy Bruni took Royals. Absolutely love that. Who Hames? Al Boogie said, "Who Hames? How am I looking?" Like that. Let's see here. Does Goddard make it to week 1 with Philly? And then I got to say hi to our guy, Ben Haskell. What's up, Megan, Steve? Best sibling duo in the biz. Do we have any competition there? That's okay, but I don't care. Thank you for the compliment, Ben Haskell, and thank you for joining us in chat. Always good to see you. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's a good question about Goddard. Could be very interesting to see if there's a trade market. I think it is tougher with such a deep tight end class. But someone maybe does grab him in a trade.
All right. So if you did just want to team correlate there, you have Lloyd. I mean, we just have no idea what's going to happen with Nick Chubb. I don't know if that's a mystery box you're interested in. I mean, Lloyd could likely come back to us, but did you want to take it with the team correlation? Lay down.
I mean,
it's just Chubb, Elijah Mitchell, the Dusty Kansas City.
Let's take Shipley. I'd rather have Shipley first, and then if Lloyd comes back,
Shipley is likely going to come back.
They're both likely to come back, but I would rather ensure that we have Shipley.
All right. Oops, we're having.
I just feel better about Shipley being the clear number 2. I don't worry too much about AJ Dillon, and Lloyd. We'll see. I mean, it's not like I thought he was a solid prospect last year. It's just he's also one of those where Packers could take a 5th, 6th rounder, and he might be better than Lloyd. It's just that's how deep this running back class is.
Are they talking about Harold Fannin maybe if they did trade him? That would Harold Fannin. He's one of the ones that should go in the top day 1 or day 2.
I think he's going probably 3rd round. He didn't have a good combine. Now that would be funny. Pitts for Goddard straight up.
Oh yeah. Okay, and we talked about the Komet stuff. Strange, another great PSU. Yep. Yeah, the Penn State tight ends. They're,
3 years in a row, at least a top 3 round guy.
A good little Ricky Bobby. That was the theme of Justin and Andrew's show yesterday. Index suspicion loves Slayton this year. I do too. I have before we took him there, I think it said 12, 14%, somewhere in that range. But he's like a favorite when you were talking about late round clicks. I mean, he's going a little earlier now, but he's definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah, you can pull him up the board some, but it's, again, he wasn't going to.
Ben Haskell says 11 of my 14 top running back exposures are rookies. LOL.
Most of mine.
100%. Yeah.
Probably 7 of my top 10. I don't know about top 14.
Yeah. So Ben, Steve and I are in lockstep with you. Most of my top rookie or running back exposures are rookies as well. I mean, this is the year to lean into it. Let's see. Dable doesn't like him. He was the one shining star last year. Is it talking about Slayton?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Steve, quick question here. How do you feel about Chamir? I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good combine. I know Tom McShay's hiring him, a few others. I would just be shocked if he goes before the 5th, 6th round. He started at, I think, Wisconsin, then was at Florida. But he was just never a dominator at Florida. So, if you want to mix him in the 20th round, I have no problem with it. He's athletic. He could be fun if he develops. I just don't know how quickly he'll get a role. I mean, but he's the type of guy who 3 years from now, just because he's very good with the ball in his hands and decent route runner, 3 years from now, he could very much be fantasy relevant. He could be like a Tolbert, though Tolbert was a 3rd rounder. I just don't think he's going to be like a 3rd rounder.
Yeah, if Goddard is traded, whatever team gets him, we'll use him for sure. Yeah, that's why I like taking. We're on the clock, and I don't like anybody, so I don't know. This is why I take running backs before here. I hate it here.
Go down.
But we don't need to go down too much. I mean, these guys are all going to be here. So
Jordan James, where I think I missed him. Yeah, I like Jordan James. He's one of my favorite.
So you don't like any of these that would be gone by our next.
Kareem Hunt is going to play some, but it's same Mostert maybe is the number 2. It's, but they're
okay. Last running back pick, and then let's just queue up late round picks that and some of these guys like a Mostert, is going to be very low owned. So I'll throw that out there.
Yeah.
Who
else?
In
the 20th round, 19th, 20th round, I will take Kareem Hunt, because if they don't add a running back and Pacheco gets hurt again, whatever. I don't know if he's gone yet. Khalil Herbert. Oh, you just missed him.
Why Khalil Herbert? I saw you took him on the draft yesterday.
Value. I don't think the Colts are.
You don't think they draft anybody?
Back. Probably not.
I guess he is the backup. I know Taj is like your super sleeper.
Yeah.
I have 8% of him because you'd said he's like the one sleeper that you, or a sleeper that like not a ton of people are talking about, likely a day 3 guy, but you like him a lot. Jaden Blue, he's the Texas guy that had Fieldgates was talking about him on the ETR show that I listened to. What's your take on him? They just talking about his speed.
Yeah, I'm just shocked he's getting this buzz. He never was able to establish himself in the Texas backfield. And, sure, Bijan was there 3 years ago, but then last year, Jonathan Brooks got hurt and he couldn't take the job. And then this past year, he couldn't take the job. So he's very good in the pass game, but he's never established himself as a full back and like a full total back. And you see some runs on like Twitter, you'll see highlights where he explodes and he'll get this 40-yard run, but there was no vision involved. It was just the hole was there and he just went. And yeah, if you can guarantee that all the time, he's fine. But I just have never liked his vision. Very explosive back. I think he's got an NFL career, probably going to be very late round or undrafted. I just think he's a developmental guy.
Okay.
To get better vision and contact balance.
What about, I very much in the camp that Denver drafts somebody, maybe in Hampton in round 1 or, somebody day 2 for sure. But what about Estime playing that, if it's not Hampton, like that goal line role?
Yeah, I'm fine with Estime for that.
Because I don't have him at all. He's falling. I don't know. I don't like any of these guys. This is why I like getting like 5 running backs by like, probably where I don't want my 5th running back to be Shipley, I should say. That's probably.
But this is why we're doing 7.
Yeah, exactly. So Estime is fine with you here.
Yeah. No.
And then let me catch up on. Let me just go to the end of the board as the draft's finishing, and then we definitely catch up on chat. Okay, so yeah, Ben said 11 and 14. We talked about how we have a ton of rookie running backs. Usually, like I said, more of the early to mid round rookies, more so than these late ones. But I'm trying to sprinkle in these late ones. Chris Brooks is underrated. I assume Packers, and he agreed with the 0% Lloyd. Okay, Mike Robb said Meg's exposures, Cam Scatterboo, 70%. Yeah, that's good. I have so much. I think I am right around 50%. Huhaim says if you say something enough, makes sense to index a suspicion. So I missed that one. But Ben says, what is the Photoshop of the thumbnail? Friends. So since we are brother and sister, like Ross Geller and Monica Geller, Steve's the nerd who is smart about football, not dinosaurs, and I am the controlling, bossy, competitive sister. So we're the whole playing off the Ross, Monica, brother, sister, friends theme. So yes, and MDS nailed it. Friends episode, or the Ross and Monica dancing one, which nobody ever wants to see me dance. I can assure that. Probably, or Steve either. I wouldn't say dancing or singing ran in our family at all. Okay, did we get enough likes, Steve? But we will go through the draft.
Last I checked, 34. That was a couple minutes ago. So
perfect, awesome. Okay, let's refresh this. Let's quickly review the team, so then we can go right in to another draft. First of all, again, if you're staying, whether you're staying or leaving, hit that like button. We certainly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the Fanspeak Network, because we got a big party coming when we hit 500. We will quickly. We certainly appreciate everybody joining us in chat, everybody joining us who will join us in the draft. We will quickly review the draft, and then we will jump into another draft. So again, thank you for joining us in chat. Thank you for joining us in the draft for those that did, but we're doing another one. Let's start with Kelly at the 4 spot, 3683. Lamar Jackson, Bryce Young, Joe Milton. Oh, maybe a little trade somewhere there. Yeah. Barkley, Saquon, I've got falling value at 4. David Montgomery, Tony Pollard, RJ Harvey, someone. Yep, I'm at 8%. I need more. Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, and then T. Higgins, Zay Flowers with Lamar. For some reason, it's not highlighting. Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk, Rashad Bateman stacked with Lamar. Keon Coleman, Xavier Legette stacked with Bryce Young, and Keyshawn Boutte. And then Evan Ingram, who I'm trying to get more of, Pat Freiermuth, and Jawan Johnson. I like this team. Really nice balance to this team. Kind of how I like to do, where I just feel like each room feels comfortable, and good. And obviously you're anchored with a Lamar stack, but, having Bryce Young as your second is nice. So I like this team. What do you think, Steve?
No, I agree. The running backs are strong, and then she got some value on like Chubb late. And, that's where you take Chubb, where you already feel strong, and if he gets a great landing spot, then you're golden,
Yeah, quickly, I have to, lots of grades to get to. Justin's waiting for his grade from Steve to get back. That's funny. Let's see. Andrew's 100% got third. Andrew's getting crushed in here with the Friends names. Ben Haskell, little Joey, how you doing? That's great. So thank you for joining us, Kelly. We appreciate it. No, we like the team. Absolutely like the team. Ingram share 175 in the bigger board. That's awesome, Ben. Oh man, I that's, especially get that in the bigger board, is really, really nice. Okay, we'll quickly go through our team, but focus on the others. 3783. We did the wheel of names to say that we were going to do anchor running back with an elite tight end. So we were anchored by a chain and got Kittle in the 5th round. So 3783, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Tua, and we got some nice falling value there with Devin Achane, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Devin Neal. And then this is why I like to have a 5th or 6th running back earlier than this, because Will Shipley is our 5th, but we did 7. Will Shipley, Jordan James, Audric Estime, Malik Neighbors, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, Jaden Reed, Trey Harris, Cedric Tillman, Jack Betch, Darius Slayton, a little team correlation there with Neighbors, George Kittle, and Brenton Strange. So obviously we stacked up both all 3 quarterbacks. Didn't love our running back situation necessarily, even though we're anchored by a chain. But what do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we took an extra one. That's the benefit of, to me, when I typically go elite tight end, I am stopping. I try to stop at 2, not all the time. Last night I did 3 with Bruni, but and then bolster another position. I think we definitely had to there.
Absolutely. Okay. Snowman was in chat, I know, earlier. He did 3773, Jalen Hurts, JJ McCarthy, Russell Wilson, Tyrone Tracy with Russ, Zach Charbonnet, Tyjae Spears, Jerome Ford, Algier, Kendre Miller, Roshan Johnson. So doing obviously a 0 RB build, because his first running back was at pick 89. He did 7. That's smart to do 7 when you wait Amon-Ra St. Brown, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, Cortland Sutton, Deebo Samuel. So obviously got to loaded up a receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson, Demario Douglas, TJ Hawkinson, stacked with McCarthy, Kelsey, and Theo Johnson, stacked with Russ. So yeah, I mean, when you're doing like the 0 RB thing, you need more of them. And so, and you need to stop at 7 receivers, and he did that. So obviously I need some more. JJ McCarthy got some nice team correlation with AJ Brown and Hurts, and JJ McCarthy and Hawkinson, and multiple Giants with Russ. So I think he did it the right way. I mean, I would probably prefer to get a running back earlier than 89, but other than that, I think he did it the right way. What do you think?
Yeah. And I think he took some running backs who fit the build well. Charbonnet, at worst, he's a number 2. Same with Jerome Ford, so it's guys like that who have a lot of ability. Algier, even in a number 2 role, gets a lot of usable weeks. So he took the right types of running backs to do that. You don't want to take like just the pure contingent guys who are never going to see the field.
Was there anybody else before Bruni, Steve?
I thought there was, but let's do Bruni and Al Boogie.
Yeah, let's do Bruni and Al Boogie. If we miss somebody, let us know. Okay, Steve, here's your revenge on Bruni. Just kidding. 3683 from the 11 spot. Penix, Darnold, Shador, Sanders, and then Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker stacked up with Darnold, Travion Henderson, love that. Bashal Tootin, Rashad White, Jarquez Hunter, Puka, Drake London, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, Jalen McMillan, DeAndre Hopkins, Jalen Royals, MVS stacked up with Darnold as well. Tyler Warren, David Njoku, Noah Fant in his Seattle stack. So, Steve, I'll give you the floor since Bruni was harsh on you. No, I like it.
I mean, like, look, for me, the biggest thing is always if it's done well, smartly. And I like that. Like when you're taking, he got quarterbacks late, but he got value and he still got stacks.
Yeah,
and,
he stacked them.
He, mixed like some volatile plays, like a Tootin who could be a steal or not. But, if Tootin fails, like, that running back room is fine. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And Henderson. Yeah. So absolutely. That's when I take those guys when I feel like I can absorb it. So yeah. No, absolutely. No, I like it, Bernie. All right. And then our boogie at the 12 spot, 3692, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy falling value there. Trevor Lawrence massively falling value. All three. That's amazing. Chuba Hubbard, Caleb Johnson, major falling value there. Travis Etienne, Isaac Garendo, Braylon Allen, Sean Tucker, BTJ, Xavier Worthy, Juwan Jennings, Darnell Mooney, Keenan Allen, Jaden Higgins, who I know you like that pull up there. Josh Palmer, Diami Brown, Trey Tucker, and then Brock Bowers and Tyler Higbee. So, I'm going to have to, the dog's losing his mind. But no, he got some nice stacks with Purdy and Lawrence. And I believe he got Josh Palmer too, because I knew there was a Buffalo stack in there. So he stacked up all his quarterbacks. He got nice falling value on all the quarterbacks. He got falling value in a lot of places, honestly. That's why he said he doesn't usually like the 12 spot, but it was excellent for him. So I like that. I mean, to get Chuba at 60 and him and Caleb Johnson kind of is like anchored by those two. I really like this, his team a lot. I'll go ahead and say Al Bogey's team's my favorite, but I like a lot of the teams. Any other thoughts on his team before? No, again, I think he just kept scooping value, which is a great thing to do when you're kind of at the turn there. And also at times dictate, like take Higgins early because he's not coming back to you. So who cares if it's 15 picks above ADP?
No saucing or roasting here, Al Boogie. We liked it. it. All right, guys. I don't know what is going on with my dog, but he's losing his mind, and I took him out right before. But we're gonna jump in another draft. Let me pull this up, and then I'll pull it over, but I'll enter it on my phone. So if you want to join us for a second draft, I am going to enter it and count it down. So it's obviously another big board. So let me cue it up. So if you want to enter, I'm going to do a countdown now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter, and 8 more. So plenty of room. And if Riggs loses mind, named after the great John Riggins, my dog, if he's losing his mind at any point, Steve, I may just have to have you talk and me queue up a bunch of players.
That sounds good.
I have no idea. I took him out right before. He didn't get to finish his dinner. I don't know if maybe I need to bring his dinner in and see if he needs to finish.
Why don't you want to go run and do that, and then I'll talk.
We got Omega King in here, GM. But what if let me do that. Okay. So what are you going to talk about?
Probably you. Right. Thanks guys for everyone for being here for both drafts. I like that we were able to do a little different things there. And that's something, as we're getting into the end of this, I'm doing more of. Early on, I wasn't doing a lot of elite tight end. I've taken up Bowers in like 6 of my last 8 drafts. I feel like, maybe not that extreme, but it's been up there. And, I'm definitely trying to even out some exposures and things of that nature. But, talked about it earlier, like some of these guys who are moving up, like Steph Diggs. I think he went in the 80s or 90s in this draft, but that's where he should go. I think Bruni got him. Can't remember the exact pick, but that's where he should go. And then I definitely think it's a boon to Drake May. And we just see these situations, start to iron out more as we get closer. I know we've gotten some mixed things about the Shador landing spot. I still think he's potential for second or third overall, but we'll have to see exactly where he ends up going for sure. So, that's kind of the last domino, and Aaron Rodgers in the quarterback spot.
I know that Aaron Rodgers is so weird. It's like, is he waiting for something for the Vikings, or is he retiring, or he has a 6-hour meeting. It's just so bizarre. So Ben Haskell was answering. Who Hames? Oh, okay. So they got a Gibbs CMC team with Kyler, Marv, Michael Wilson, Benson, Goff, Gibbs, Jamo, Laporta. Oh, that's nice, Ben.
A big Detroit stack. Wow.
I like that. Okay, we are starting. And by the way, my dog was losing his mind because he did not get to finish his dinner before the show started. And now he's happy and content and eating his food. So if you hear any chewing noises, it's not me. It's my dog eating his dinner in the background. Okay, so let's see who we have in here on this one, Steve. Let me pull over this board first. All right, so we got Al Boogie. Nice to see you again. Love it. In the 3 spot, Omega King, 5 spot, Chiodo Fantasy has joined us before. Good to see you. In the 6 spot, did we have 7 last time, Steve?
Yeah,
we were in the 7 spot again. And I don't recognize these names at the back half of the draft, but if you were in here, just put it in the chat where you're at, and we will talk about it. So like to see it. Like to see another friends draft here. All right, so we're getting started, Steve. At the 7 spot, if like the typical goes, like, if we did neighbors last time,
we can mix it up. Like, Puka or Collins or somebody like that.
I just like to take Puka later because he has usually fallen, but
yeah, but I'm fine taking him.
Who I don't have enough of is, where do you usually take Amon-Ra? Because I guess that feels early. He falls too.
Yeah, usually I take him more
back at 10,
11.
That's why I take. This is the time of the year, though. I'm just looking at. Well, I'll pull it up in a minute to show my exposures. But this, with 4 weeks to go, I am trying to balance out the exposures. Here. So, and there's certain ones that I like, Nico, that I have more of, and certain ones like Amon-Ra and Puka, and that I do want to get some more of. So, okay, let's see. Let me pull this over. All right, so it went before 7. Chase, Barkley, Jefferson, Bijan, Gibbs, and Chiodo Fantasies on the clock. Damn, if he left Lamb for us, I was going to be very, very happy. So as you can see, I have 4% Puka, about 10% Nico, but I like Nico more. I don't know. What do you?
Let's take Puka.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yes.
All right. Shouldn't we just take him when he falls?
I think he's going to stay in this area. Devontae Adams was signed 3 weeks ago. Like, it hasn't changed.
Yeah, I guess it hasn't moved a ton. So I did talk about wanting to balance out my exposures of the first round guys. And I do have more Nico and BTJ and less of neighbors who we took last draft, and Puka and Amon-Ra. So we'll be coming back around at 18. Another guy I don't have much of is Drake London. It's typically because if one of these running backs fall, I do love getting that. And we were able to get that when we spun that. We always said we're doing a hero RB build and a elite tight end build. And we anchored it with Achane in the second round, which was super nice. But yeah, when one of them fall to me, I just love taking that. But I do love London. But as you can see, I have literally 1 share of him. So I would say, if Henry doesn't fall back, or even if he does, I'm leaning London, but London might not fall. So if London doesn't fall, I swear I have AJ Brown. I must be in drafts that haven't finished yet or something. Okay, so London does go. Bowers goes. So I don't know. Do
AJ Brown? Let's take AJ Brown.
Okay, so Henry goes. So yeah, we'll go AJ Brown to get another share. I think I have him in a slow drafter too. So we start Puka, AJ Brown. Let me go. Can you hear Riggs drinking?
Oh yeah,
he's like pounding water right now. Okay.
She doesn't deprive her dog of water. Oh.
I was wondering why he's losing his mind.
Weird dog. He's a boxer.
He's a weird dog. Yeah. Yeah. When is we need Underdog to give me a boxer contest this year, which I've heard Jewish McCaffrey had suggested on Twitter, like it should be like individual, like head to head type situations. I don't know. That would make sense for boxer. You all be careful that El Boogie is a ball knower. Yeah, absolutely. Amon-Ra with a new OC, but a better O-line than Nico. So he's saying Amon-Ra over Nico. Those receivers at the end, and then index suspicion. I like the Nico home runs. Yeah, those receivers at the end, they're so close for me. Yeah. Honestly, wouldn't you say?
No, I agree.
The MDS, this is kind of, in my opinion, it goes Chase, Jefferson, anything goes. I mean, I do like those running backs next. Or actually, I like some of the running backs.
You might just be talking about receivers only,
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Puka Shell's like it's 1997. I'm landing too much Nico, having him before Puka and Neighbors. Yeah. Again, it's my rankings, and I think a lot of people's rankings, it's so close. But for the people that do have, Nico ahead, then you're going to, if you take them at 7 and 8, then that's where you're going to be like me and have like 11% or something like that. So, all right here. Well, thank you again for everybody for joining us for our second draft. Again, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. We have best ball shows every single weekday. And just plenty more to come around the corner as we approach 4 weeks exactly till official best ball season, which is so exciting. And yeah, we were talking earlier during the first draft that I do hope Underdog gives us something, a super flex, a rookie sophomore, another war room, something. But we'll see now that, kind of the Sweet 16 started, baseball started. We'll see if we'll get something like that. So, oh, thank you, Ben. We're 5 away now. Didn't have it to 5 away. That's awesome. Maybe we can get it this week so we can plan the party for next week. So help us get there. We appreciate that. Oh, it's always good to see DJ Quill in here. I hope they do a little eliminator contest this year. Steve, I know you love the eliminator. And
they did for baseball.
They did?
Now their big eliminator for baseball is 50. But, why not have 3 price points?
Yeah, I agree, Ben. I hope rookies and sophomores. I think it was Fantasy Football Garage said it filled in like 3 days last year. So
I only got 15 in because it just filled so fast.
People will say like, oh, well, they might be worried other things aren't filling. But like you said, when these things fill in 3 or 4 days, that helps them.
Yeah,
so
that's just money in the bank. So
okay, are we on the clock?
1 pick away.
All right. So we are up at 31. We took DJ Moore last time. So if you want to take Marv this time, mix it up. I don't have much more.
I normally would say let's go Kyron, but we took Puka, so I don't think we need to.
I mean, I love team stacking. So
I don't I just am a little in the first 3 rounds. You know what I mean? Like I like to.
I think it depends on. I think it's just dependent on the offense. Like if it's a great offense, I'm totally willing to do it. I'm totally willing to take Chase and Higgins and stuff like that. Or like Higgins and Chase Brown or something like. It just depends on the offense. Certain offenses I do, certain I'm like, I just, as you can see, I only have 2% Kyron. I just like the other running backs better than him. We'll be up again at 42. So we started 0-3, basically started obviously 3 receivers. Okay. I won't cue it up, but there's somebody I'd like to.
Okay. I know exactly who it is, so you don't need to cue it.
And also, I'm trying to balance out my elite quarterback exposure too, which I have the most of Allen, and then I'm catching up on Lamar and Jaden Daniels and Hurts. I think I have the least of Hurts. So I'm trying to balance out my elite quarterback exposure here. Again, 4 weeks to go, trying to balance those exposures. So what was the price point of rookies and sophomores last year? Do you remember, 15. Steve? Okay. Omega King said 7. I'm just
I think
catching
it
up.
was 7 a couple years ago, but I know last year was 15.
Stafford should have a good season touchdown wise, but not a stack I'm chasing. Yeah.
Has any quarterback gone yet?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Wait. We got a good old hail to the Commanders. Is there a lot of double stacks? I mean, besides Devontae, does it?
I think he's saying Puka and Devontae.
Oh, yeah.
I've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I have it. Lay down.
I did it one the other day in a slow, and Devontae fell back into the early 4th. Like I think I had the 10th pick, and I took Puka at 10, and Devontae fell back, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
While we're coming back up, DJ Quill says, what QBs are you fading completely? I'll quickly say Anthony. Well, I'll keep this up and then we'll go to our pick and then we can answer this. But Anthony Richardson for me, but we'll get to that in a minute. He's here. Whew. Can we take a
break?
minute?
Jalen Hurts for the stack. You just said.
I really love Hampton.
Let's do Jalen Hurts. Come on.
Oh, I don't want to.
This is why it's Sibling Showdown, guys.
I know I need to balance it out, but I love Hampton. I think he's going to go to like Denver or Pittsburgh or somebody really good. This sucks. All right, fine. We got Hurts and AJ Brown. Just kidding. I know that's awesome, by the way. So yeah, where did the quarterbacks end up going?
Just
so there was a run at the end. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it went this round a run. I do need more Hurts. You are correct. So
to answer the question, as for quarterbacks, I'm completely fading. Really, it is just Anthony Richardson. I took him like twice. And I think both might have been in the little, or maybe 1-1. But outside of that, I'm gonna probably have a percentage of most of these guys. There's definitely some guys I'm on higher and lower. Like right now, Mahomes, just because Worthy's the only one I really like stacking him with. I'm not taking a ton of Kelsey, not really taking a lot of Rice. So
okay, yeah. Index suspicion says A-Rich full fade. Yeah, he's the one for me. Full fading as well.
The other ones, because like even like the Aaron Rodgers and Russ, they're going so late. As a third quarterback, I think there's value enough there. And same with JJ McCarthy. I mean, he's starting to go up maybe a little too much, just with a little bit of unknown.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, honestly, the Vikings are just, as we see, the perfect environment for quarterbacks.
They have a good O-line, tremendous weapons.
The best receiver, one of the best receivers, elite weapons, amazing play caller, head coach. They checked and it looked like it was $10 last year. Yeah, Ben said too, okay. 10 from last year.
Then let's do it.
Yeah, hopefully it's coming.
Weekend winners was 15. That's right, mate. That must have been what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm full fade for McCarthy on index suspicion. We were just talking. I don't have much yet at all. I'm trying to catch up.
I had very little before the Darnold news.
Yeah. Should he be taking some? I have taken a few Daniel Jones.
I've taken it again twice, not a lot.
He said, Ben says, I'm on A-Rich pre-draft with the extra roster spots to allow for 3 QB, but we'll probably cool it when we get to 18 rounds. Yeah.
The one thing, though, the one thing I'll say is what kills me about Richardson is, whatever round he's going in, 15, whatever it is. Last year, Daniel Jones, and granted, this is more in the 18 round draft, had the same sort of like bench risk potential, same sort of rush upside, ceiling floor kind of combo of Richardson. I mean, we saw, 2 years previously, Pat Curran won because of Daniel Jones.
We're on the clock. So
let's go. I like Walker.
Yeah. It's right at ADP. Mega King, great grab of Chuba. I was going to queue him up, but he goes 2 before. So you're fine with Walker here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's I guess the one thing I keep getting to, because I didn't have a ton of Daniel Jones, but it was probably around like 6-8% last year. And he had a couple good games, but then just he's doing nothing for you at the end of the year. So that is the one thing. Now, as Ben says, obviously the 20 rounds help a
Yeah.
little bit, and I would do it honestly from now on. If I take Anthony Richardson, it's like him with Daniel Jones or him in a 4-quarterback build,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like two, like an elite, a good, and then Rich, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mike Robb says if he can't get it done with Neighbors and Barkley, the only thing I'll say is I do think Shane Steichen's a really good play caller. So we saw, as these guys move to good play callers and stuff that, maybe they can have, a resurgence. I don't know.
Yeah. And the other thing I'll say is you should have a better offensive line. Giants just have a terrible offensive line, and they might add a tight end in the first round, if not second. So, I mean, the Colts' weapons are extremely good. Jonathan Taylor, their receivers, and Donnie Mitchell can't see the field. And if they get a tight end, that's one of the best, pure weapons, offensive skill talent in the league.
Who says I have a decent amount of rich, but always a third QB. Yeah. And I need to, if I do it, I wouldn't mind doing it with Daniel Jones, honestly, but because they both go so late, especially with the whole 20-round draft thing. Ben says, got to go. Catch you all next time. Have a great day and good luck. Thank you, Ben. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we are back up in 2. Okay, I know people hate when people do this, and okay, he just went. I was gonna say I can't let Burrow fall that far. Like I'll just backstack him with Gesicki. Okay, we're 1-1-3. Steve, top of the board. Judy, Laporta, Pickens, Junkins, Connor. So, do you want to get a second running back since we started?
Do Junkins, Connor.
I have less Connor, but damn, I like Junkins too. Quick, what do you think?
Let's go Junkins.
Okay. You think early day 2 for him most likely, right?
Yeah. And I know Henderson still goes ahead of him in the draft, and Henderson's more explosive back. I think there's a lot of outcomes where Junkins goes ahead of him in the draft, but probably both within the first, 5 to 8 picks in the second round.
Yeah. It's going to be so interesting to see like how many running backs go before, say, 40 picks, 50 picks, you know what I mean? Because I think we feel very confident that it's going to be Genty by 10, by pick 10, either to either a trade up situation, Raiders or Bears. Cowboys would be the absolute last, but I think most people are hearing it's going to be in the top 10. And then, where does Hampton go? But somewhere in the first round, but where? Does a third one slip in? Most likely not, but you never know, but then how many of these like top backs go, let's say by middle of the second round? What's your prediction?
I'll just say through the second round. I honestly think there's a real chance of 6 backs in the top 2 rounds.
6 backs in the top 2. Yeah. Okay.
So, I think that includes Caleb Johnson and Cam Skattebo. Sure, we could see a Neal or Giddens or, somebody's favorite. But
I did see that A-Rich is training with Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen and Hurts actually are 2 of the few quarterbacks that have fixed accuracy. That's a tough one to fix. Who did Jason Garrett did a special on like NFL Network or something talking about like he was really speaking on Josh Allen being one of the few to fix accuracy. Jalen Hurts certainly improved it as well. Can AR do it? He's training with Josh Allen. MDS thinks it's worth the ceiling that you can't fade. Who says a small chance A-Rich is what you need if he figures out, that's why if I do it at all, I may back it up with like a Daniel Jones, especially in 20 rounds, just to kind of protect it. I did that a couple times really quick with Russ and Fields and JJ McCarthy and Sam Darnold, and they both made the playoffs because, I did it with an elite quarterback like Josh Allen. So,
yeah. And that's what I was just going to say. Do it in the right ways, I think, just to help mitigate that risk, because you just don't want to be sitting there and, like everything else is great. And you're like, God, I wish I had a quarterback.
Yeah, Steve was at the Senior Bowl with Josh Allen, and I remember you being like, "Yeah, he can't. He's got the biggest arm,
balls left and right, cannon of an arm, and honestly, not that super athletic. Then just big, physical.
Really?
Not in the sense that he is now. Like he wasn't a statue. He wasn't Jared Goff, but he was not. He was it was more like functional mobility. Like think Baker, think Kirk Cousins when he was younger.
Okay, so we're on the clock, and Caleb Johnson felt us. We were talking about how Elbow, you got a big fall. Do you want to take it?
Yeah, let's do it. So no, and that's the thing with Richardson. We'll see year 3. Look, I think my bigger concern is, unlike what you saw with Allen and Hurts, is they've done enough early on that the teams, they had the leeway to develop. With Richardson, you just feel like, boy, if it goes bad, he could get a quick hook.
Mega King, I agree. I think this is a fun, if there's a live bet for this, like plus odds, I think it's very viable. Just takes one team, right? And if, let's say it goes Genty by the top 10 and someone like Dallas, I know it's unlikely, or somebody goes earlier, like before 20 or something like that. I don't think it's crazy that a third running back could go at the very end of round 1.
No, I don't. There's a lot of teams there who still need running back, including Washington, Chiefs. Their Chiefs re-signing Kareem Hunt and signing Elijah Mitchell does not preclude them from getting a running back. And, as we saw last year, a lot of teams that really invested in running back, these playoff teams, they did really well. Mm-hmm. It's actually one of the cheapest ways you can improve your offense is to invest in a running back, because they make so much less money than even the, De'Ami Browns and Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, that's crazy. And especially this year with like taking advantage of like, if I get one on day 1 or day 2, he could be a stud.
So you'd have then 5 years of a cheap, affordable running back.
I do agree with this. Well, I may sprinkle some AR. I need some more Fields for sure. I do agree with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Fields, unless they somehow draft Shador or something like that, I think Fields has a much longer leash, and that's why I'm more okay drafting Fields.
Okay, we're back up on the clock. 133. We don't have any stacks here. Oh, okay. I forgot. And I don't really take Kyler, so this would be the place to do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me catch up. Actually, let me go over to the bigger board to see more of the picture here and catch up with chat. But I do need some more Fields, because I think it's I know Emo Cowboy Tyler was talking about in another chat this week that, just with what they paid him, it's very unlikely that the bench risk is much less, basically.
Yeah. Like even if they end up, trading back up in the first round or get to get like Jackson Dart, or to get somebody in the second round, like I think Fields is going to have a very long leash, way more likely to get through the regular season portion, if not the full, 17 game.
DJ Quill asks, how many games do you think Russell Wilson plays before bench for Wilson? With the contracts, it is like a cheap starting contract for Russ and a backup contract for Winston. Yeah. They are trying to save their jobs, but I don't know. It just
here's the thing. Winston would have to show that he's not turning the ball over, because the Giants aren't a good enough team. Giants aren't a good enough team to win if Winston's turning the ball over.
Post LASIK, James.
It's been years. Let's hope. I like him, but it's just and we saw that with the Browns. He had that string of games that was really good. Then he just started turning the ball over left and right.
Yeah.
And, Wilson doesn't do that. So Wilson, they can find more ways to win with Wilson. And not that I think they're going to have a big, winning year, but if Wilson, it would have to go like over, I feel like, because it's not like they have a high expectation. So if they're like 3-5, are they really going to be like, let's go to Jameis Winston, or are they like, let's just try and eke out 8-9 wins and hope we keep our jobs?
Oh, Steve, why didn't we take Travis Hunter the last time? He fell all the way to 97. We just missed him. We should have ignored the stack. Okay, we're 2-3-3, so I'm checking out receivers. I need some more Shaheed. What do you think about him or Christian Kirk?
Shaheed or Diggs?
Oh, yeah, we could pull up Diggs. That's a good one. Let's do that. I need more of him, too. Okay, let's do that. Good call. Good eye. Okay. All right. So
But yeah,
two,
I
three.
mean, Wilson is definitely one who might not get all 17. But that's my thing is he's going 20th round, 19th, 20th round. Like, Richardson's going, and I know the upside's higher, but Wilson had multiple QB, QB1 weeks. So.
Oh, if we did get Jameis, I could take some Slayton to be the Tillman.
Well, I think honestly, both Wilson and Winston are just so good for deep ball receivers, and that includes. So Slayton is getting an upgrade no matter what, and Neighbors is getting an upgrade no matter what.
Yeah.
Again, Daniel Jones played 60%, and we had the Italian Stallion and Drew Lock, who is just like the most like. I don't even know what you want to call him.
But then he went nuts. He cost them their first overall pick and went nuts week 17.
Yeah, he's like the most DGAF quarterback in the league.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Huhaim says Tracy gets hurt so bad with Russ. I agree with that. I also don't know that they won't add somebody else.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Steelers running game was better until people need to keep in mind the Steelers lost a lot of offensive linemen due to injuries last year. So that's the other thing. Not only was the schedule harder at the end for Wilson versus Fields, but by then they were down like 3 starters on the offense.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were down so many.
And then, George Pickens missed a couple games and they had no other wide receiver talent last year.
All right, Steve, now I'm having revisionists wish we could go back in time here, not take Kyler, take Travis Hunter, take Drake May, get a potential double stack. Now we can't do that.
Why not?
Because we already we're not going to take 3 quarterbacks by round 10. Stop.
No, I agree.
So I'm just saying if we would have taken Hunter, we would have had 5 receivers now.
Yeah.
And then we could have taken May as our second.
Can you highlight receiver?
I don't have any Pittman if you want to take a falling Pittman. I know he could be like more the injury. I know we talked about the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I like Downs more than Pittman, but falling Pittman I'm fine with.
Or do we go the 50%er?
Oh God. Let's go Pittman. Let's just force you to not take Scadaboo every day.
You're the one that sent me the highlight clips and was like, you need to draft a lot of this guy. And then I took it and ran with that.
No, I mean, I'm extremely high on him. I think, and again, you look around, just draft media, Todd McShay thinks it's a toss-up for the 5th RB between him and Caleb Johnson,
Really? Oh, McShay said that? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So
let's go. Omega King says, I feel attacked with the Herbert pick. So I'm guessing that he had McConkey and then Herbert went at 112.
Yeah.
See, did they have Najee or anybody? No.
I don't think so.
No. Oh, Genty at 9. That's interesting. I mean, I don't hate, honestly, moving up Genty. Someone, I think it was Field Gates, and maybe he was talking about drafts, was talking like if Genty goes to the Raiders or Bears, is he not going to be like a mid first round pick in fantasy? And I mean, probably.
I agree.
So let me catch up on chat really quick here. Yeah, what do you think Pitt does if Rodgers doesn't sign? Do you think they take Dart in the first round?
I mean, I saw a report earlier that they could take Jalen Milroe in the first round. Nothing would floor me more. Milroe has big time upside, but he's like a 3-year developmental project, and nothing wrong with that. We see these types of guys. Kirk Cousins was a 3-year developmental project turned into a 10-year starter. My guess is they would then sign another veteran, or try and trade for just aforementioned Kirk Cousins.
I would say go hard for Kirk Cousins. They're built to win right now.
Yeah, I could see them, giving Joe Flacco a call. Flacco was talking with a few teams, and
Oh, Mega King got Drake May at 125. I love that. Okay, we're on the clock. We don't have a tight end yet, and Colston Loveland's sitting there. Loveland. I love that. That fell nicely because. All right, so 2, 3, 5, 1, 10 picks away. Hurts, Kyler, Kenneth Walker, 2 rookies, Junkins, Caleb Johnson, Puka, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, Colson Loveland. Feels like a nice balanced start overall. We'll be back up at, let's see, 138. This is the area of the draft where I'm like, I don't love stuff necessarily. Does anything stand out to you kind of coming
There's some receivers I'd maybe pull up, or you could hit another tight end.
Oh, I know.
I wasn't going to say cue him with multiple people in this draft, but you do you. Luckily, I think they're in the front end, not the back end of the draft. So,
wait, what did you say about the front end?
The people in this draft.
Like right. Al Boogie's at 3 and Omega King's at 5 and Chiota's at 6. So yeah, I don't think nobody in the chat is behind us, right?
As far as we know, but we could have a lurker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Good old Ruben Zoo.
Lay down, bud. Why are you still losing your mind, huh? Let's see. Stephen W. When the rosters come out, we know the playoff schedule. Anything's on the table. I'll have to go back and see. Stephen says, what if Indy plays week 17, Tennessee? Versus Tennessee defense, I'm guessing is what.
Yeah. I mean, that's something you can, maybe add in. I'll just be interested to see, like, look, if we get to BBM and Richardson is more like a 17th, 18th rounder, like I said.
Okay, we're on the clock and Higgins went. So yeah. I have no idea what to do here. Unless you just want to take Goddard and be done. I know he's falling, but
let's do that.
I just do not like anything else, literally anything else on the board right now. So
that's not my favorite range.
No, it's weird where it's like the pockets you're obsessed with stuff and then the pockets that you just don't like. And this is a pocket I don't like.
Yeah. Like, honestly, typically here I take a quarterback. We just don't have the staff for Penix or McCarthy.
I was going to say we have no Vikings either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. All right. So we'll be back up in 11 picks at 151. I will say, from learning from the last draft, we should probably maybe take some of those running backs these next couple of rounds before it thins out too much, Okay. Mega King feels attacked with the Herbert pick. Herbert's going to cook. I love Herbert. He was in my Bulldog finals team and came through for me. And not like obviously surpassing like Jaden and Baker and Burrow's like week 17 games, but he did enough so that I still had a 5th place finish, which was nice. Let's see. Catching up here. Was it Kelly took Joe Milton? Do you think there is a chance of a Joe Milton trade?
I mean, there's a chance. I think the thing I would worry about is Milton was as raw as it comes, big, one of the biggest arms you'll see, but as raw as it comes. And he had this great week 18, but against the Bills' backup defense, essentially, they had nothing to play for. And, I don't think anyone's looking at him as a starter. Like, would be my shot, my guess. I think he fits best for a team that has a veteran quarterback. If the Rams trade for him and wanted to set him to develop behind Stafford, go for it. I just don't know if there's like fantasy value this year. But
that's right. Index suspicion. You're a Maryland guy, right? Because I think we've talked about this before in chat. It says DMV residents know Kirk can still play. He didn't look healthy or comfortable. A Washington fan. I think you might be a Washington fan too. But DC proper. Okay. Yes. I remember us having this conversation before. Yeah. We were at the Kirk Cousins. You like that game? That was fun. You do wonder how much was just massively the injury last year.
And I mean, look, he had a good stretch.
Oh, but he's a Pats fan. Long story.
He had a stretch there from like week 3 to week 9, week 10, whatever it was, where Cousins had a lot of good games, including the one against the Bucks, 500.
Oh, Al Boogie got sniped. Had Justin Jefferson at 3 and got sniped. JJ went 1 pick before him. Oh, Al Boogie, that's rough. And I'm trying to get my JJ exposure up now. And he does go in like a range, kind of is wide ranging right now. So that's tough. All right, Steve, I know we took Neil last time. We're at 152.
Sampson.
Did you want to mix it up with Samson? That's what I was just going to suggest.
Samson.
Because I don't want to fall too behind on running back here. So now we're at 2-4-5-2. Running backs, 3 rookies in a row, Kenneth Walker and 3 rookies. So, but with 2-4-5-2, we went heavy receiver out of the gate, and I don't love this pocket of receivers. So coming back up in 9, I'll throw out, all of these guys. Ford just went, Rashad White, Jalen. Okay, they're all going. I can't even cue them fast enough. Okay, Ford, White, Wright, Jalen Wright. I don't have much Ray Davis, but I'm open to him. I don't have Corum really or Algier. They're all like good contingent backs. But here's the one that I might even say to reach for just to up my exposure. Unless
are we coming up to?
We're coming up at 162.
Okay.
So I have, trying to avoid the mistake from last time where our 5th running back was Will Shipley, but because you and I just do value the running back position, because you'll hear people in drafts chats be like, "Oh, you're falling too far behind a receiver." I'm like, I feel worse on a half-point PPR site falling too far behind at running back in some of these situations. I understand the thesis of zero RB, I get it, but like I do like to have like 2 or 3 starters, and this time we anchored with a starter who is a bit injury prone and 3 rookies. So I don't know. I'm fine with one of these contingent guys, or get Harvey, who I don't have much of. So what are you interested in?
Yeah, the other thing would be to finish out quarterback with Matt Stafford and the Puka thing, but
there's nice falling value there too. Damn.
What's our pick after this? Harvey just went, by the way. So
yeah, I was gonna say I'm willing to pull him up because I do want more shares of him. So we're on the clock, 162, 175.
Let's take Stafford and hope we get a running back.
All right, so we're done at quarterback. I have to say, Steve, these 2 drafts are not my favorite that we've done together.
But that's, again, ADPs are shifting. It's also good to mix up some guys like that you typically have and
not take Cam Scattaboo every time.
Yeah.
All right, so Boogie got sniped. Let's see. Index suspicion says I had Mooney and SBF 14. Kirk made me a happy man most of the season. He hit such a that window of time was so strong.
Absolutely, and Mooney is, and we talked about off air, but
ouch.
And Mooney is a guy who I think he's undervalued right now. He had a really good year last year. Got kind of a little banged up at the end, but really strong year. And Penix fits his style as well. Deep ball thrower. I think clear number 2 on that team. Who knows what Kyle Pitts is? So I'm a real big fan of Mooney, both London and Mooney, but Mooney is just to me screaming value.
Fantasy Football Garage, always good to see you. What's up to you as well? He's Candyman in the draft streets. I know, and he and I were messaging on Twitter about the rookie sophomore, and he was the one that said it was filled in like 3 days last year.
I know.
Oh, index 48% Mooney. I like it. I definitely need more Mooney.
I think I'm at around 22, 23%. So
okay, all right. I think, Steve, what I don't like about this particular draft is. We went 2 tight ends, right? Did we get? We did back-to-back tight ends, so we can stop at 2 with those 2. I think, even though one's a rookie, but I think it's because where we took the quarterbacks. Maybe I don't know. I just don't. I
know it's more investment on quarterback with a early one with Hurts, and then we
did 42, 90, 162. I think usually. When I take a Hurts, I spread it out a little more. And that's why I was joking about like the Travis Hunter May switch for, Kyler and whoever we took 2v2 basically. But that is where then it leaves you feeling this way, Okay, we're coming up in 4. Alec Pierce. I know we don't have the ND quarterback and we have Pittman in this one, but I'll just throw that out.
Never mind.
And running back. Okay, he's gone. Yeah, we're to this area of the running backs that I don't like. So
Yeah.
we're back
Okay,
here.
can you go back to the board? I can't see.
Oh, sorry, my fault. That was my bad. So Palmer, Cooper, this range. Ooh, this is disgusting.
Can you look at running back real quick?
It's not good. Oh, we could pull up. Oh, no. Hold on, my queuing's bad. Okay, we could pull up him, or I don't know. I don't like.
Yeah, let's just pull up. No.
Do you think he's a round 2 or round 3 pick?
I think he's around 2. I think he's pretty. I think he could be the 7th wide receiver taken, 7th or 8th. But it kind of is a mix there. And obviously, there's always wild cards out there. A guy I mentioned at the top of the show, Savion Williams. Look, Kyle Williams is gaining a lot of buzz. I don't think he sneaks into round 2, but I think he could sneak into round 3. Jalen Lane from Virginia Tech has gotten some buzz. Again, probably more round 3, round 4, but a lot of it could be dealer's choice.
Thank you for joining us, Kelly. We appreciate that you're in our first draft. Omega King, yeah, he got Al got sniped on his, and then all the guy who sniped him, all his quarterbacks unstacked. He said pick a 4th QB. All right. Meg is about to do the draft tonight in bed to make sure to get Henderson, Scatterbo, and Hunter so she can feel better. I know I might not be able to sleep tonight without it. Mike, you're right. You know me well. You know me well. Yeah, we'll have to check out these snipes. I think Al Boogie and Omega are both getting sniped.
Yeah, I think that a lot is lamenting Al Boogie snipes. I've seen a couple.
All right, so we are up in a couple. We're just at that range that I don't like a lot. Do you want to just pull up Justice Hill?
Yeah, Hill or Eckler for a veteran guy.
Yeah, I just think Eckler's more likely to get, I don't know. Maybe I really am too bullish on Washington taking a running back by day 2. But
look, I think Hill is safer as well.
Yeah, I think we need that in this particular.
Beat writers in Washington have said that they believe they're bringing in competition. So
yeah. I don't have much Eckler or Brian Robinson for that reason. I know they're both late or mid to late, but
yeah,
it's.
I'm more fine on Eckler because I think he's got better outcomes to retain his role, particularly if say Junkins is their pick in the 2nd round or somebody like that. So
yeah. No, that makes
of course sense. He's going so much later.
So late, yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense.
I think Robinson could get mixed in a little regardless, but I worry about his role being significantly reduced.
So do you feel better about a receiver room or running back room? We have a lot of rookies, and then Kenneth Walker and Justice Hill.
Feel best about our quarterback room.
Yeah, I know. I did definitely feel best about our quarterback room. So let me take a look at the snipes that. So what did Al Boogie got? Baker with Chris Godwin, and he was able to get Marion Hampton when you wouldn't let me take him. Love that. And then got Geno with Jacoby Myers. So he's still got his stacks, but definitely got sniped. I'm guessing multiple times, but I know the big one being JJ McCarthy. And then did Omega King get sniped too? Let's see here. He got
Bryce Young Thielen. That's the winning combo.
There you go. I know that's your combo. You got, and I believe he has Chuba too. Yeah. And then, so that's always nice to stack at multiple positions. And then Drake May, he has, did he get Hunter? No, somebody else got Hunter. But you never know what rookies could go to Patriots. So that's a fun mystery box situation there.
And just, speaking on Omega King, I really like the Carolina.
Oh, he got sniped on Herbert. Bad. That's right.
He
got sniped on Herbert because he had Ladd. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I really like the Carolina upside this year. I think that offense could be a lot better. We saw, when Bryce came back, Dave Canales, it started working. And I don't see why it shouldn't continue to work.
All right, this is tough. Do you want to just take Eckler since we were thinking about? Oh no, not that. Okay, I was trying to. I thought Royals was there. He's not. So do you want to just take
Eckler? Finish off.
Well, so
we
yeah,
don't
we
have
3-6-6-2. I think we could stop at 2 tight ends for this one. I know one's a rookie, but Colson Loveland, Dallas Goedert. I'm
fine with that last pick being a 7th running back or a 9th receiver. Either way.
Puka, AJ, we went heavy receiver, but then took a break until all the way till Diggs. So we have Puka, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, Diggs, Pittman, Noel, who I love that we pulled Noel up. I'm really glad we did that.
No, so I'm fine either way. Just Diggs coming off the injury, Pittman coming off kind of an injury.
That's true. That's true.
So, but I don't think we have to. I think we're positioned to use that extra pick either place.
Yeah. No, that
especially with taking Eckler there. Like we've a nice balance of some late vets, some rookie and some top end guys. So.
Stephen WC is talking about his sniper, the unstacked sniper. Omega King's talking about buying into Derek Carr. I know you like taking Derek Carr late as like a third quarterback.
Carolina.
Oh, into Carolina. I thought he just took Derek Carr. He did. Okay, but maybe he meant Carolina. Carolina or Carr, we agree with both. So
he's buying into both, and I'm good with both as well. So we are
absolutely. So we'll be back up at 216. Here. It's so weird. Like the end of the drafts felt so much better like a couple weeks ago. Now that guys are getting pulled up and, then guys who, whatever, either had a bad combine or just, it just feels like the end of drafts don't feel as good as they did like a couple weeks ago. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I agree. And
that's why I asked you about the late round picks to start the show.
Yeah. And look, I mean, we're even seeing Gabe Davis and Mike Williams in the 18th round here. And they're fine.
That's what I mean. Kyle Williams in the 17th is being pulled up.
I was going to mention Kyle Williams as a
Royals, Tolbert pulled up to 17th, and these guys are now on the 18th. So, it's definitely different. Okay. So 3-6-6-2. So we're open to running back or receiver here, or I guess let's look at receiver first. Whittington and Sovis. We got our guy Slayton again. If you want to go back to the well there.
I mean, we could do Michael Wilson, another stack.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. They're almost for sure not taking a receiver in the first round. They seem to be very defensive focused. I don't know what they do in round 2 and 3, but there's very good chance Wilson's the second or third receiver on that team.
Yeah. He's one I don't really ever take, so that's fine. So we'll be back up in 10 picks. I'll leave Slayton there. Any other receivers you like here? Sovis, Whittington, Franklin, Booty, Trey Tucker's one I like. MVS. I know you mentioned. I'm just going to cue the guys you mentioned at the top of the show. And I know you've taken some Brandon Cooks late as well. So I'll just cue the guys that we talked about kind of at the top of the show.
I mean, there's a few others. Like, I think probably one of Troy Franklin or Vele is going to be solid. It's just who's going to be, Sovis, I think, is still fine because I don't think Jermaine Burton's, going to be pushing him at all. And I don't see them making any early investment in receiver in the draft.
I like Mega King got Juwan Johnson with Carr, and then Al Boogie got Slayton, who he had queued up, which I just think even the 18th round is just a great, spike week type pick. So
exactly. I mean, sure, if Hunter goes there, it's a little weak, but
Omega King said both Derek Carr and Carolina. I like it. Index says 14% Carr. I have to see what I have. 14% after confirmed.
He's now moved up a couple rounds. Earlier, you could get him in 200s.
So were these? You have to let me know in chat. I have to look back. Were these stacks going before ADP? I assume. I'm assuming they were.
Well, I think they were also unstacked.
Right. Because I mean, I will say, when we had Hurts and Burrow was falling all the way back to us at 60 or something, if a guy that I love is going way past their ADP, I'll take him and backstack him. Like I've done that with Burrow, with Gesicki. But do you want to go Trey Tucker, MVS, or Savion Williams?
Go Savion. Let's get a mystery box type guy here.
I guess we just have one other.
Some veterans,
yeah. That's all right. At first, you weren't so sure about him, but now it's more like he could get some running touches.
Yeah,
right.
My biggest thing, look, he looked good at the combine. There's a lot to like about him. I just want to see him go to a creative team, coaching staff. Like thank God he's no longer in the league. But if Doug Peterson took Savion Williams, I'd know he'd never get used properly. But I hope he gets a good landing spot.
All right. So Nick says he has a lot of Olave. Mike Crop says it's not the late round pick sucks, no new options. Compares it to sex, and sometimes without variation, it gets planned. Oh my God, hysterical. What I was saying about the like the whole like sniping thing is, I will say, like if it's like a quarterback that's like way fallen, but I'm guessing they were sniped like at or before their ADP. If it's a guy that's a quarterback that's way falling, I'm like a big proponent. I mean, because you took in your big board 4th place, and I know there's been lots of conversation in the industry about this. Like, how could you ever have an unstacked winner? You did. You got Baker, and then you weren't able to get Kate Otten, and you finished 4th. Like Baker was who you needed. And obviously you had other stacks and stuff like that. But my whole point is, I don't believe in like the sniping to snipe or sniping before ADP. But if a guy's falling past ADP, or like you see a room's like pushing quarterback, I definitely am like, we'll take a guy way past ADP especially if I feel like I can backstack him. Like I have done it with Herbert or Burrow, and I was willing to do it with Burrow in this situation. I will say that I'm not defending the snipers that got both our guys, Omega King and Al Boogie, because apparently he's a monster. But when they're taken before ADP, that is very, very frustrating.
Yeah. What I will say is, I went back and looked at like the top 10 teams, and there's nowhere near as many in big board last year. It's nowhere near as many stacks as you would expect, including myself. Cole Kmet was my only stack.
Right,
because I took Caleb, and I just knew Caleb was going first. But the guy who won it was the 2 quarterback guy, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels.
Those are both running guys too, especially.
But his only stack was Hurts, and with AJ Brown, that got him a total of 0 points for week 17 because AJ Brown only had 11 points. Hurts was hurt. Jaden Daniels was unstacked. So like there was a guy later, I think 4th or 5th, I was 4th, I think 5th. Who had Jaden Daniels and like Terry McLaurin because he probably knew, or was guessing. But it's just in this type of situation, it's not as important.
Really quick, do you want MVS or like I already have a bunch of Gibson. I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah, let's just do MVS. Let's take another like spike week type guy.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I'm not looking to snipe, but if like at the end there, Omega King was able to restack Juwan Johnson and Cooks. But if he took Carr and somebody took Juwan Johnson and somebody took Cooks, and I don't know if he has another Saint ahead of that, but who cares? Like that's your 3rd quarterback, type thing.
Right. It's like we're always trying to stack and correlate and that kind of stuff. But if you miss out on it, it's like you move on, and it worked for you. And again, I wasn't being a proponent for sniping. More that like, and it looks like both these guys were taken before ADP and that kind of stuff. But more like if it falls past ADP, I don't mind, the back and forth. Both did some good pivoting, because I like what both Omega King and Al Boogie did as far as like stacking and backstacking and pivoting and stuff like that. And we've seen that. What was it, the BBM winner last year got sniped once or twice, and the snipe ended up being like a blessing, because then he pivoted to, I think, Jordan Love with Jaden Reed, and something
Pat
like
Green
that.
talks about he got sniped from something, and he had to pivot to, I think, getting Daniel Jones as his 2nd quarterback.
Oh, and he was one of the ones. Yeah, that's right. He and Brady were huge that week. That's hysterical. Appreciate that from you.
Wait, Meg, do you know what movie that's from?
No clue. What is it from?
She could have 50 guesses, would not get it.
No, 50 get who?
Gladiator.
No clue. Omega King says, appreciate that for you. been around as long as I've been drafting. And then not my Al Boogie says not my favorite draft. Okay, let's check them both out really quick here. We appreciate everybody in chat. Omega King, Al Boogie, everybody who drafted with us. We had, I don't think Chiota Fantasy joined us in chat, but he's usually in chat with us. But we appreciate everybody in chat, everybody in the draft. 2 of them. It's been a ton of fun. Let's take a look at the teams really quick. Let me refresh here, make sure I see the full picture. All right, so that was big board 39 for me. I'm probably just doing we'll probably be doing 2 each the next couple Thursdays, so a little over 50. All right, let's start with Al Boogie at the 3 spot. Okay, so 3, 5, 9, 3, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, Bucky Irving, obviously doesn't highlight, but with Baker, Marion Hampton, love that. And usually Marion Hampton's going way above 45 and he felled him at 46. So love that. Tank Bigsby, we got our guy Cam Scatterbo at 123. I mean, let's give this an A+. Yeah, he's crushing it. J.K. Dobbins, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin stacked with Baker, Jacoby Myers stacked with Geno, Luther Burden, who I know you're very high on, Steve, Cedric Tillman, Isaiah Bond, Kyle Williams, Darius Slayton. It's obviously stacked with Russ, Tyler Warren, Kate Otten, and Tyler Higbee. That's what I'm talking. I'm so sorry that you got sniped, Al Boogie, but I actually freaking love this team. I love the stacks you pivoted to. And, starting out Bucky, O'Marion Hampton, I love that. And then, I think the 3 that you followed up with we're big Cam Scatterbo fans. Definitely like some of the rookies you pulled in, like Burden and Cam Scatterbo. Some glue pieces.
That receiver room is, chef's kiss. I love Luther Burden as your 5th. I just love his upside.
Oh yeah.
And then guys like Tillman, other upside plays, and then a guy like Slayton. So yeah.
Yeah, to start with, we did a show about mid to late round tight ends. That was on the channel last week. Check that out. Tyler Warren, I think, was on the cover. I mean, absolutely love Tyler Warren. And then to get started Tyler Warren and get those 3 tight ends is excellent. So I love this draft. Seriously, not blowing smoke there. Okay, Omega King 3683. I know I love the Drake May pick at 125, going way too late in my opinion. This guy has, in my opinion, he's got that rush. He's got the rushing. They did what? No design runs last year, Steve?
No design runs, and he missed the first 4 games or whatever, and he had 400+ yards.
And I think 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, I think with McDaniels and design runs, I think he has QB5 upside. So I absolutely love May. So May, Bryce Young, Derek Carr, who we talked about, Carolina and Derek Carr, love that. Gibbs, Hubbard, obviously stacked. James Conner, Algier, Braylon Allen, Ollie Gordon, Lad McConkey, who was sniped the Herbert pick, Devontae Smith, Mbuka, who I need more of, Jalen McMillan, Darnell Mooney, who we were talking about. I have 15%, but you guys are talking about having a ton of them. And I think Mooney's a great pick. Yeah. Thielen, who I know you're so high on, and then some late ones stacked, Cooks and Butte, and then Trey McBride, Tucker Kraft, and Juwan Johnson stacked. So, I mean, again, the pivoting was amazing. He has all 3 quarterbacks stacked, starting with May, but still getting 3 solid quarterbacks. And then his room starting with Gibbs, Hubbard, Connor. Absolutely love that. His quarterback room started with Vlad, Devonta Smith, Mbuka, and then, he got some nice quantity here and some glue pieces like a Thielen and Mooney, later. And then, Trey even doing an elite tight end build, still 2 nice tight ends to back it up. So I love this draft a lot too. I'm not just.
I'm a fan. Like we talk about, I know it sucks when you get your stack sniped, but I think they
both pivoted really nicely.
Exactly. You get the guys that you want, and Saints. That's a low key good stack. I mean,
especially with Kellen Moore. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we do have. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I just think the Saints have no defense, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot.
Okay, let me catch up with Chiyota's here. We're going to go over his team in a minute. And then Omega King says, "I'll take it." The Tyler snipe too. We sniped Tyler, but at least we had Marv. But we did do the Tyler snipe. See, we shouldn't have taken Kyler. We should have gotten my Travis Hunter and Drake May. But no, we're sorry we got the snipe. I do need some Kyler and Marv, and I do need some more Trey McBride too. Al Boogie says, awesome drafting with you, beautiful people. Awesome drafting with you. Absolutely. Omega, you got sniped on Kyler too. So we were one of the snipers. No, it was fun drafting with all you guys. Let's go over Chiato's team. 2-6-9-3 from the 6th spot. Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, like those two second-year quarterbacks. Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Charbonnet, Spears, Quorum, Nick Chubb. I like that with like the 2 anchors and then, kind of the contingent upsides. CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, stack, Cortland Sutton, stack, Jerry Jeudy, Khalil Shakir, Xavier Legette, Amari Cooper, Jalen Royals, Devon Vele, and then Evan Ingram, who I love, need more of. Strange, who we took in the last draft, I need more of, and Theo Johnson, who I know Steve's really high on as a late pick. Chiato, I like this team a lot too, because again, you got the 2 anchor running backs, and then have a lot of nice contingent value guys, and then a really strong receiver room, and then I think that's a really strong. We talk about the mid to late tight end builds. I love this as like a mid to late tight end build as well. So everything
that's the tight end build that could really go off, because guys like Ingram and Strange and even Theo Johnson, they're athletic. Ingram's the only one attached to a good offense, but Strange could find his way to a lot of targets, under Liam Cohen, and then, even Theo Johnson.
This is why I need to force myself to get more McBride and Brock Bowers, but God, do I love these mid to late round tight end builds. I love that tight end room, like you said. So, I like this team a lot as well. This is gonna be tough, Steve. Both drafts, I don't know that I like ours as much. But we were in the 7th spot. Again, we were in the first one too. 3-6-9-2. I think that was similar to we did 3-7-8-2 last time. But Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. We were one of the snipers, but with Marv, Matthew Stafford. So we did stack all our quarterbacks, get to that minute, Kenneth Walker, and then 3 rookies in a row. Keyshawn Jenkins, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, hopefully on a couple of them at least. And then Justice Hill, Austin Eckler, 2 vets at the end. Puka stacked with Stafford, AJ Brown stacked with Hurts, Marv stacked with Kyler, and then Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, Jalen Noel, Michael Wilson stacked, and then Savion Williams, MVS to round it out. And then we just did 2 tight ends because we kind of like those 2 mid-round tight ends in Loveland and Goddard. So I think having 3 rookies, I'm so high on these rookie running backs. However, I think I would have felt comfortable with maybe a 5th one earlier or something like that. But other than that, 3 stacks I like a lot. So what do you think?
I'm fine with that, because I still think we probably have 3 likely starting running backs. Sampson is kind of a wild card there, and then two veterans also to help with all 3 rookies. So
all right. So, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. Says good night. Catch your show in the morning. Yeah, if it's not up in the morning, it'll definitely be up by tomorrow afternoon. Promise that. Again, it's a show about our favorite undervalued players. And if you haven't heard me excessively talk about Drake May, he will be on the cover. We loved your team, Chiato. Albog says amazing show. Good night, everybody. Yeah, thank you again to everybody that drafted with us, everybody that chatted with us, everybody watching, hitting the like button, getting us more subs. We're almost to 500. We're doing a 500 party planned after that. So we really appreciate it. My dog is going to pull down the microphone any minute here. So final thoughts, Steve?
No, thank you, everyone. Had 2 fun drafts, and there were some different things we did, but I think that's part of it. You need to mix it up.
Yep, we got to mix it up. We'll keep doing the wheel to mix it up too. We did it with the wheel for the first one, and we'll keep doing that because it's good to mix up your builds and stuff. So thank you, Who Hames. Thank you again to everybody in here, in the chat, in the draft. We certainly appreciate you. Check out all the shows on Fanspeak Network, a best ball show every single weekday, and we'll have a strategy show up tomorrow. So for Steve, I'm Meg. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.